live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with the one and only Mr. Justin Thomas James.
Oh, hello.
I am also here with the lovely and talented Miss Jo Fallak.
Hello.
Opening a beer, and the sexy and sensual Mr. Chris Viseau.
Hello, everyone.
And we are here this Wednesday night, once again, bringing you a brand new game we like to call October Lull. I don't know if that's
Wake me up
appropriate
when
but that's what
October
we're going
lull.
with, because I don't have the right sound effects that are going to sort of encompass tonight's game. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the INVICTUS stream.
Hey.
Please save your applause until I click the button again. That's right, this is the INVICTUS stream. We stream every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and we do role-playing games, sort of. We sort of do stories right now that we roll dice throughout. That's not true. We use a variety of systems. Well, it's partially true. We've done Numenera, Call of Cthulhu. We've done a plethora, and I do know what a plethora is, of different game systems and types. So I'm glad you're with us tonight. If this is your first game watching, welcome. If this is your 50th game watching, welcome as well, because you get just as much greeting by coming back. Why would you get less? That's not fair. You've been here through all the shitty games. And if anything, you should get more thanks. Right?
Yeah.
Guys?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll thank you as well. A thank you from Harlan and a thank you from Justin.
No,
Joe,
thank
Chris,
you.
save yours. No from Joe.
Nope.
No. And Chris
But me,
doesn't
yes.
either.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, an 18-plus show. If you're not comfortable with no-no words such as pee-pee, poo-poo, dick, butt, whatever else we might want to say.
Plethora.
Plethora. Well, that's a different
Where's the
pronunciation.
plethora?
You have a limit, though.
If you are not comfortable with those words, that's okay. You do not have to watch. But before you close down the video in an angry little tizzy, make sure you like it. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to us, because tizzies hurt everyone. It really hurts the economy more than anything. The tizzy it drops the dollar by like 50 cents every time. That's a big drop. That's a huge drop. So do not tizzy, because 2 tizzies and we are broke.
Fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked with 2 tizzies. But for real, like the video, it gives Justin purpose in life. Also, if you are new to the stream, you should check out Twitter. We are at INVICTUS Stream. You should follow us on Instagram. We're at the INVICTUS Stream. And most importantly, you should join the Facebook group. We have a Facebook page, which you can like, and it makes us happy. But the group is kind of where all the hub, all the action, it's sort of the hive of where the buzzing bees sort of culminate. It's where we get to hang out and talk RPGs. It's where we get to talk Action Jackson. It's where we get to talk our favorite movies. And it's where, if you are an active participant, you get a chance to win the most valuable post. The most valuable post is the posts of the week that we distinguish amongst the rest, amongst the other drudgery. No, amongst the other great posts, and we say, hey, this person has got it going on. We've awarded it to people who have painted pictures, representations of our characters. We have awarded it to people who have posted selfies of themselves on the toilet. We've awarded it to all manner of people and types, and there's really no rule other than what tickles our fancy, and I should show you my fancy later because it's pretty long. But I think tonight we are going to award the MVP to the one, the only, Mr. Marvin Tanner.
Marvin Turner.
For his post
Come on down.
about an ignorant farmer and then the preceding rhymes that came from... That's right. Now you might be scratching your knuckle buster and saying, hey, I wonder why the ignorant farmer... That's a thing?
That tickles.
Sounds like it. It's just, I don't know. But you might be scratching it, and you might be saying, why would ignorant farmer be sort of on everyone's mind tonight? Well, ladies and gentlebeans, let me show you once again the one and only ignorant farmer. This was brewed in conjunction and partnership with... You're drinking it right now, Justin. Pour it.
Spilling it everywhere.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This was... What does that turn me on?
Sweet nectar of the gods.
This was created in conjunction with the one and only Chronicle Brewing Co.
Whoop-de-whoop.
Let's just do it again. To mix it up a little bit. How would you like the color on that beer, Justin?
Look at this beer color. It's a little sweet, a little sweeter, but this is the perfect amber hue.
He's gonna spill it
for a beer.
I'm so nervous. But that's right.
Spill it in my stomach.
The Ignorant Farmer is the brand of ale that we have created, sort of, in partnership with Chronicle Brewing Company. Tonight, for the first time ever, that's a weird thing to say, but it is. It's technically true. For the first time ever, we are doing a giveaway. We would like to share some stuff with you, the community, and our fans. So if you're watching tonight, you're going to want to watch until the mid-game post. At the mid-game post, we are going to reveal a secret password. And the secret password is, well, you're going to have to wait. Because once you get that, all you have to do is click the link in the description of the YouTube video to fill out the form, and you could win, I want to say prize pack, but doesn't that just sound so...
Is it going to be a quartet?
It's going to be something special. We're not going to reveal it yet for legal reasons, but we're going to share some interesting stuff with you. But for real, prize pack wigs me out. Why? Is it the alliteration? Something about that. It's too many.
You love alliteration.
I do, but for some reason it's like, no purchase necessary. See store for details. It's like it rubs me.
Oh,
the
it's
wrong
because
way.
you didn't give the disclaimer.
That's right, and that disclaimer really also ruffles my butt. So either way, tonight, mid-game post, we will be revealing a word. You fill out the form in the description of this YouTube video, and we gonna have some fun. This is for Canadian and U.S. residents only. However, if you are from outside of that, do it anyway, because you know what? There's some labels, there's some cool shite that we can send your way, maybe some stickers, maybe some Chronicle Brewing stuff, and we're going to contact the winners personally, and we're going to shout out to you, and you'll hear it on stream next week. So, that is tonight's super awesome prize thing. But, I can't just say tonight's special prize thing without saying how frickin' awesome Chronicle Brewing Company is. Everyone, let's raise up our glasses and ting them so I don't have to move the camera.
Do we all have Chronicle tonight? Ting!
Yeah.
Ting!
Hero's handbag and some Invictus brew.
And Chris, you need to talk so the camera
Some
pulls.
Igno
Oh,
Far.
I just moved. That's right.
You just mooned? Yeah, you just brewed.
Move.
Well, that
Sure.
too. Well, you brewed as well.
Hmm.
This is Hero's Handbag Chronicles, what is it? An English mild?
What?
I
It
thought it was
is.
an English mild.
Oh, right.
Why am
It
I
is.
the only one I'm trying to pour a beer. You guys have...
Oh, English mild. Hero's handbag. I was thinking about the name handbag. That's an interesting choice.
Why?
I think it'd be like,
Alliteration.
oh, that's right. It's everywhere.
What did you think it would be?
I don't know. Handbag just doesn't seem like a hero's thing.
Oh, you know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
I
that's...
just think heroes can have handbags.
Are you saying that handbags are
Heroes.
synonymous with women?
No, you just
Is this a sexist thing? Can
No,
we
I was
not be
countering
heroic?
Joe. I was countering
Yes.
Joe and saying
Not me.
I was saying what is Joe's presupposition presupposing? Oh my god. Let's just back away slowly from this conversation. But I think, are you getting at what's that other thing in D&D where it's like
Like the hero's
Bag of holding.
pack.
bag of
Bag of
holding?
Bat.
That's what
I think
I
it's
would
probably like trademarked or something.
Legalese, they probably. Although
Yeah.
they were saying that they can kind of do whatever they want because they did Donkey King. Didn't
You know what though? They also they could have gone like hero's clutch,
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have the
Like
alliteration.
a clutch of eggs.
clutch or purse, hero's purse.
Like
Yeah.
Doctor's clutch.
I'm fine with anything really.
like a car's clutch.
There is
That
like
was clutch.
beer all over my wall from when I just opened that beer.
You went like this, and it went everywhere. It was kind of hilarious.
Oh boy.
So, thank you so
Pardon me.
much to Ted Paulson, the owner, his lovely wife Rachel, John Cowling, who's helped us so much in all of this awesome shit, as well as the other guys. Oh my god, I haven't met them, so I don't feel bad. Jim, Adam, No, I don't remember. I'm not going to say it. But I'm going to say those two guys and Rachel, because I definitely know their names. Thank you so much for helping us do this. And there are more awesome things on the horizon. So if you guys like this beer after you get some, check out Chronicle Brewing Co. because we got some cool shit coming down the pipe. Really good people. Right?
Very good.
I concur. The best.
Everyone concur at the same time.
Yes.
Cheers to Chronicle Brewery
Is that a cat?
and all the people who are there. And the bags.
Tink, tink.
Joe, do you have a cat?
I have a dog, Louie. He was the one who rudely interrupted the stream just a moment ago.
With all the borks. Bork, bork, bork,
Louie,
bork.
Louie,
It's so hot in this
Louie.
apartment. I have to leave all of the windows open, and then Louie
Don't leave the doors open.
Louie hears someone go up the back steps, and he freaks out. It's 30 degrees in this apartment.
Oh, I'm very quiet tonight. Do I need to turn myself up?
You are quiet, yes.
Is that better now?
You just need to speak louder. Just yell at the microphone.
I need speak louder. Maybe I'll just move the mic closer.
That's it.
Just do the old wiggly wop.
Old fashioned.
Just give yourself an old fashioned, as they call it, which is a hand job.
It is.
What about that? Is that better?
Heroes old fashioned.
Can I give you a handbag?
Please, Hero's hand job.
It should be like
are out of
a
control.
Weiss beer.
And my mic is quiet and oh, are you talking about with like a nice white foam on the top of it? Like
Yeah.
It's like a really
And it's
thin,
like kind of like a cloudy sort of beer.
just
very
like
light.
steaming in it. And you gotta pour it from a tap. All right, guy, hold on. I really gotta warm up the
It
tap.
takes like 4.5 minutes to pour a
Hold on, I got this.
The tap is in a
That's
hole
an
in a
18 plus.
toilet stall.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Could you imagine just go into if would you like one of our heroes hand jobs? Just go into the fucking bath stall. Go,
Very
Second,
particular
I'm
tap.
go by the hole and really you're just jerking off a guy. Well, this
But you
got
do
really-
get a tasty beverage.
You know what sucks? I gotta say.
Oh yeah, the head of sight.
You know
Wait, what
sucks?
sucks, Harlan?
Well, the head of the beer, nice. But the thing is, now the people who are really excited at Chronicle to be like, you should hear the shout out we got at the
Oh,
stream.
yeah, check
They're gonna
it
be like,
out.
okay, but stop playing. Stop now. Did you hear the shout out? Okay, stop.
You have to like slice out the audio very specific.
You're like, okay, don't watch anymore. But these guys seem interesting. No, turn it off, mom, turn it off. Grandma, leave.
We really do like your beer, and
And
they're
hand
very
jobs.
nice people. Wow.
Yeah, it's so good. It is. I can't lie. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. That was the Invictus stream. We're so sorry. But for real, mid-game post, listen for the secret word. It's a good one. And to the guy who submitted it already, you're not gonna get it. I'm gonna disqualify you. Who does that?
Oh. Gotta wait for the
People make mistakes. Let's forgive them.
They're like, I'm gonna get a jump on this, and I'm gonna take a random guess.
Maybe we said
Can
one
we
of the
make this a
words
warning?
already, and they think
Give them
that.
a warning.
No, this was before the stream even started.
Right. So we say, don't do it again, and delete
Should
that post.
we publicly shame the person?
No.
Ladies,
This is a
how
stream
dare
of
you.
love.
This is the wait. This is the stream of love.
Yeah.
Oh my
We
god!
gotta start this game over from
Yeah, the
scratch.
hero's hand job was the stream
yeah.
of love.
No, that's what happened.
I won't. I think this is probably going to be a friend of the stream, so I probably shouldn't poke out the name.
Nope.
Who is this? Oh yeah, no.
Okay, Harlan.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
already
like the art. Oh well, I'm just gonna comment on the art October Ball. I think very nice and peaceful, which I think is going to be representative of the game tonight. Just like a stroll through a enchanted autumn forest. You know, picking up leaves,
this
listening to
is
brooks.
Community service, the RPG. You guys have to clear the parks and streams, and that's it. That's your goal. I hope you're ready.
I missed the goal. What's the goal?
I forgot also.
It's clearing the parks and streams. This is an environmentally friendly RPG.
Oh, okay.
It's also not printed on paper.
We're just going around killing invasive species.
That's what I do.
Yeah, emerald ash bruce. Target number 1.
Dog strangling vine.
Ooh, dog strangle.
Gobies.
Giant hogweed. All right, we ready to do this?
Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking do it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring you October Lull.
I wanna go all over the world and start living free. I know that there's somebody who is waiting for me. I'll build a boat, steady and true, as soon as it's done. I'm gonna sail along in the dreams of my dear someone.
Peter Binns is driving his Jeep Wrangler down a dirt road. He's driving relatively fast, a little faster rather than the three of you would like. In the front seat with him is Joseph White. Joseph, tell us who you are.
Well, Joseph White is a car salesman, and actually a Jeep Wrangler rounds a bend in the road that's surrounded by tall pines and cedars along the side of the road. He is listening to the sound of the engine and looking around the kind of messy car, but admiring the design interior. And every now and then he speaks up and says, "Oh, something like, oh, this is a really great ride. Oh, it's much smoother. Oh, the suspension is great. Oh yeah, I could sell one of these in a heartbeat." He's a disheveled guy. His beard is, well, it's pretty much like mine. But he looks excited. He's tapping his fingers and coming along the songs, completely off key, as the iPod blares away on the radio.
And Joseph, you turn behind you, and sitting in the back seat are your two childhood friends, Teresa and Zane. Zane, what are you doing?
Zane's looking out the window, kind of in a daze. Autumn it's a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Don't you guys think? Zane is a skinny, tall man, and he's dressed in very tight clothing, and he's wearing a beret. And he's lighting up a cigarette as he turns to the others.
And Peter's sort of clutching the steering wheel of the Jeep Wrangler as he's pouring through the countryside. Sort of orange, yellow, and red trees are zipping past the four of you as he's driving, sort of wildly and smiling, and sort of rolling his eyes and shaking his head. Zane, you pretentious fuck. Seriously, are you still pulling this shit? This is something that I thought you'd shake off after high school. And he rounds a bend next to a large open sort of area with the woods far below it.
If you're more cultured, you know that was Camus, and he's one of our greats.
And Peter sort of brushes you off and turns to Teresa in the back seat. Teresa, what are you doing?
Teresa's just kind of looking at the window. at the trees going by. She's got short blonde hair, kind of cropped in a pixie cut. She's put on a little bit of weight since the last time everyone's seen her. The past 10 years haven't really done her any favors, but she still looks like the same kind of, you know, peppy girl she used to be. She turns around. What? Sorry, Peter, what did you say?
It doesn't matter. Guys, I thank you so much for coming up with me. And he's sort of driving frantically fast as he's like zipping around corners. And you've always known Peter as sort of a wild card. The four of us grew up together in a small town in British Columbia. We're now far, far north of that in the mountainous ranges. There's still so much deep, dark wood north British Columbia that really doesn't get used as much. And Peter messaged the three of you sort of out of the blue. Some of you kept contact, but most of you fell out. Joseph, it's been a long time since you've spoken to the other three. Teresa, what's the relationship that you have with Zane and Peter, and to that extent Joseph as well?
She looks over at Zane as he's smoking out the window, and her eyes linger on his profile, the nose that she has come to love, though she made fun of in high school. The two of them probably have stayed closest contact over the last 10 years, but they have drifted apart a little bit in the past couple of years. Teresa's been really busy, you know, and she's thinking about everything that's happened and, you know, her job and all the, you know, responsibilities that adult life requires of a woman. And she pokes Joseph in the shoulder. She's sitting right behind him in the car. So what have you been up to? I want to hi.
Oh, well, hi. Oh, you got nails.
Sorry. What have you been up to recently? I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, what has it been? Years now.
Yeah, where did you move?
I moved down to work for a little bit. You remember my wife, Clara?
Yeah, Clara.
Yeah, well, she ain't so much my wife anymore. So, yeah, it was a good timing, actually. You know, just you know, being able to come up. Yeah, you know, just working, I guess, down there, and yeah. How about you? How you been? What have you been up to?
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, shit, man. And Peter sort of turns over to you and he's like, I didn't know that. I mean, did you need like time? Like, how recently was this?
Oh, it was ages ago. Ages. I mean, I've already had my fair share of ladies since then, so it's not a big deal. I mean, like, yeah, like a month, like 3.5 weeks to be precise. So, I mean, you know.
Fuck, Joseph, buddy.
What?
Nothing. No.
Are you okay, man?
Did you say you have your fair share of ladies since then?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna kiss and tell, but yeah, fair share. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna brag. Hey, let's change the topic. I mean, I have a touchy subject. Thank you, Peter. I'm fine though. I'm completely fine. Zane, how are you doing back there? What have you been up to? You're looking. I mean, I already commented on how you look when we got into
Svelte. Yeah, that's a good word.
Good word.
Spelled, Zane.
Zane adjusts his sunglasses. I've been good. I've been getting some work. I recently got into the studio, and I've been working on something I think is going to be a masterpiece. In fact, probably my magnum opus.
Been working hard. Painting. I saw you load up some painting stuff in the back. Are you still doing that?
Well, when you invited me, I was like, this is some opportunity for some real plein air, you know, painting, and I look forward to it. Yeah, I'm still painting every day. That's my calling. I mean, I'm an artist.
Now, I think the last time you and I had coffee together, you were talking about a studio that was like interested in representing you. Did you guys ever make that happen, or?
They went a different way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they weren't ready for what I do.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's too contemporary, you know. They wanted, you know, pretty pictures, and I wasn't really willing to provide that for them.
Well, fuck them.
Right?
Yeah, fuck him, man. Don't compromise your vision. You do what you got to do. And Peter's still driving fast, taking corners, but the scenery surrounding outside the car is beautiful. It's a bright October morning. The sun is streaking through sort of a haze that's hanging in the sky. Peter contacted the three of you maybe 3 months ago. And it sort of was odd. He contacted you in a Facebook message, all three of you. And again, Teresa and Zane, you guys have kept in touch. Joseph, you've been sort of completely out of it. But he reached out to you first. And between Joseph and Peter, you sort of picked this location, this long hike up in the mountains. It's a week-long excursion, and you didn't meet beforehand. It was all done sort of planning through email and messages and texts. And you basically met in a parking lot in Target, sort of on the outskirts of British Columbia, with all of your week-long gear, each dropped off by a taxi or significant other. And maybe you've been in the car for 15-20 minutes as you're racing up through the countryside. And Peter, again, knowing him from high school, he was much more heavy-set, and he was a jolly kind of guy. But even him, he's struggled with certain things, as you know. He's been depressive for years, and you each sort of felt an obligation to come out with him, thinking that maybe he was relapsing into sort of his manic heyday. And he turns back to Teresa and says, well, what about you? You're asking a lot of questions. What are you up to now? You still working your fingers to the bone? You're like such a workaholic.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this accounting gig for the past couple of years. It's been really good, and yeah,
you mind slowing down? I'm getting a little sick back here.
And Peter sort of takes a corner real fast. He's like, we got to make good time. We got to get on the road. It's almost 7. Come on. I mean, we got to get up there on the trail.
Yeah.
Okay, but
and come on, Zane. This thing handles like a dream. He's just having some fun.
You don't always have to be selling, dude. And Peter's laughing as we're like turning the corner.
Okay.
The thing practically sells itself, Peter.
Teresa, what were you saying?
Oh, just basically, I'm living the dream. You know, having a good time.
Living the dream. Anybody special in your life right now?
Yeah, I was seeing this girl. Zane, I don't know if you remember Rebecca from a couple years ago. But that didn't really work out like long term. She's nice, you know, but like not really my type, I guess. Yeah.
And Joseph kind of turns back and shares a look with Peter.
And Peter's just like,
and then
yeah. And like continues.
Yeah,
driving.
My God, it's been so long, Teresa. So Rebecca, so then that's not really going anywhere, eh?
No, we broke it off, like, you know, it was like 6 months ago or something. So like, I'm in my own apartment again, which is weird, and yeah, it's fine.
As you are talking, the entire car jolts forward as you hit something hard after Peter takes a corner. The car spins for slightly a second, and Peter gains control, slamming the brakes. Zane, your head bashes into the front seat the back headrest, as the same with yours, Teresa. And Joseph, your nose smashes on the dashboard. Everyone give me a dexterity roll. So we're going to say 1d6, and if you make it under your target, you succeed.
Is it tie and under, or is it just...
yeah, we'll say tie or under.
Yep. Okay, I'm good.
I fail.
So the two of you sort of managed to get your hands up, but Teresa, as your face smashes into the back headrest behind Joseph, blood starts pooling from your nose.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I'm so sorry. Fuck! That thing came out of nowhere.
Jesus Christ!
Teresa, is that blood? Oh, I opened the door and puke.
and your puke sort of
Yeah,
falls
right on
flatly
it.
on the dirt road outside. Oh fuck!
And I kind of reach over the seat, and as Peter kind of pulled over.
Yeah, he's sort of on a bit of an angle in the middle of the dirt road. It's sort of a one-way road.
All right, well, 1 second, Teresa, and I get out of the car, and I go into the trunk, start rough around. We got a first aid kit back here. You packed a first aid kit. Was it under the cooler?
Yeah, it's under. It's you got to pull up the fucking back. It's in the actual Jeep.
Yeah. All right. I got it. All right. Here. And I just kind of pull out a bunch of like bandages and
Like gauze or
gauze. Yeah, you can do something with this.
she's like, oh my god, that hurts.
Here, hold
so...
on.
Oh, fuck, I'm so
Split
sorry.
up like it. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Is it broken?
Here, and well, I'll just have to take a look. I don't really know that much about this stuff.
And Peter turns off the car and steps out and walks over to Zane. He's like, fuck, sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. And he looks towards the front of the car, and there's a little bit of blood on the windshield as well. He's like, Jesus Christ, it jumped out of nowhere. And he walks towards the front of the car as Zane, as you're sort of keeled over, and Joseph, as you're helping Teresa with her nose.
What did we hit? I walk out towards Peter. What was it?
And you walk up to a deer. The deer is sort of cut deeply in its side, and it's leaning over. And it's sort of struggling to get up and falling back down. You can see the blood pooling on the dirt road beneath it. But the thing that strikes you about this deer is that it's white. It's perfectly white in almost every way. It's almost like an albino deer. And Peter sort of just stands over it. Jesus Christ. And Joseph, you're helping Teresa as she's sort of tilting her head back.
You have to put it out of its misery.
What? No. Teresa, are you okay? And Peter turns around and walks towards the car.
Well, yeah, I'm fine. And there's like 2 black eyes are just slowly blooming in the bags underneath. She's like got like a wad of gauze full of blood that's just like pressed up against her face, and like some blood down on the collar of her shirt, but she seems to be like, stable. She's
Oh fuck, did you break it? Zane, didn't you like volunteer at the nurses in high school? Wasn't that you for extracurricular?
It was, yes, I did.
Come look at this. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I pull it away to take a look, and more blood comes out as soon as I relieve some of the pressure. And again, I'm like, trying not to be sick. I mean, we have to. It's broken. I mean, you can't breathe through it.
Don't touch me. I'm fine. I'll just
Let me try something. I quickly tried to set it.
Ah!
Give me a roll, a logic roll.
Oh, not logic.
Well,
sorry, Teresa. Your nose is getting worse.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never get Rebecca back.
oh.
Okay.
It's like a Luke Wilson thing, or no?
Yeah,
Wilson.
a big fail.
A fail. Okay. So yeah, you go to reach out and it doesn't really set it, but you actually realize by touching it that it's not broken. That it's just there's a lot of blood coming from inside, for whatever reason. Something maybe scratched whatever. Maybe you had a nose ring that cut the inside of you.
Yeah, sorry. I got something that might help. And I go into the trunk and I open it up, and I go and grab my camping knife that I brought. And I look at Teresa, and then I walk to the front of the car, away from her, towards the deer.
What are you doing?
Well, I don't know. Here, you should do it. And I hand the knife to Peter. You hit it. So you owe it to it. You got to put it out of its misery.
What? How is this going to help Teresa? What are you talking
No,
about?
not Teresa. The deer. Obviously. Did I not? I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Look at the white, and the deer is white. It's a miracle, and it's suffering. We need to do something about it.
Well, and he turns to you, Teresa. Are you walking over, or are you still sitting on the edge of the car?
Teresa's like slowly getting up out of the car with her like hand around her nose, and she's just like, "What is happening out here, Zane? Put that knife down."
I'm struggling. Zane obviously is queasy and he doesn't feel very confident, so he's trying to give the knife. Peter, take the knife.
And Peter takes the knife and looks at Teresa and is like, "We hit a deer. He wants me to kill it." And
Oh my God,
no!
no!
It's misery. It's not killing it. It's already dead. You already killed it.
It doesn't look dead. It's moving around.
Yeah, for now, it's just suffering. It's gonna die. Look at this.
Is your car okay?
Who cares about the car?
Peter turns around and there's like a big dent in the front of the car, but other than that, it looks fine. There's some blood on sort of the
Peter,
front of the
look
windshield.
at your car. Fuck.
Jesus. And he walks over to it and sort of bends down, and the front the front sort of light is broken.
She's just totally ignoring the fact that there's a deer like thrashing in the gravel.
Well, fine. I take the knife and I go over to the deer and I try to hold it down, and I'm struggling with it and getting blood on myself and looking at the hand and going, "Oh God."
Jesus God. Zane.
I don't know if I can do this. Maybe if I close my eyes. I can do this.
And Peter walks over and like puts his hand on your shoulder, and he's just like, just leave it. Like, let it die on its own. Look, let's drag it off the road. It'll die in the woods.
Yeah, okay.
And Peter walks over and like its legs are sort of like flailing, and he reaches down and he grabs one of the legs, and he's like, "Can you grab the other one?"
Yeah, I kind of pull my sleeves over my hands and I reach down to grab the legs.
And the two of us start pulling the deer across the road, and it's sort of leaving like a deep red streak across it. And again, you see the white deer sort of in the brush as we drag it off the road against the yellow and sort of the red of the the fallen leaves. And it's sort of just this bizarre sight, almost like a grisly tableau in some sort of mythical way, because of the whiteness of it. Just seems so off.
I'm just picturing the two of you covered in this deer blood, and Teresa's like coldly leaning against the hood of the car beside this dent, and she's covered in blood too. And like Joseph is back inside the car, just sitting in the passenger seat of the front. I can totally picture this scene.
Yeah. And Peter walks back up and like sort of wipes his hand on his pants and helps Zane back up from sort of the side ditch and brings it back up, and he's like, "It's okay. It was the right call. We didn't really have any other option here." And he turns around.
It was the right call, Peter.
What, do you really want to kill that fucking thing? I don't have the guts to do that.
I do. I can't do it.
Well, I can't do it either. Teresa?
You guys should have just like left it in the road and then run it over.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
You want to kill it, and like no one's gonna.
I don't want to kill it. I'm
its head
perfectly
off.
fine with that. Listen, that it could have been fine. It could have made it. Out.
No.
Why didn't you slow down, Peter, when I told you?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking that a fucking deer was gonna jump out. It's early morning. This is the October lull. This is when there's no real deer. This is.
Are you kidding me? Do you know shit about deer? This is like hunting season. They're all over the place.
No, this is the lowest time. This is the time where they all go in. I don't fucking know. Look,
That's
all
bullshit.
I'm saying is, I'm sorry, okay? My car's the car that got fucking hit. I'm the one that has to fucking buff this shit out.
Well, just call your insurance.
Yeah, I will. Anyway, what do you want to do? Are we just gonna go home now? Your nose is fucked up.
It's fine.
Yeah, is it? Because I feel like everyone's stepping on me and like making me feel like shit just because I accidentally hit a deer and I didn't want to slit its throat.
Sorry, Peter. You're right. It's not your fault. I mean, could have been anybody. That could have happened. If I was driving, it probably would have happened too. It doesn't matter whether or not you're going, whatever speed you're going.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Let's just.
How far are we away? I mean, let's at least see some beautiful fall colors. There's no sense. Maybe that we can only go up from here in the trip, right? So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look, this sucked, right? But like, let's.
Teresa, how's your nose? Can you keep going?
It's stopping. It's stopping. There's like
Good.
clots on the gauze holding up to her nose.
Good. Okay. Well then, yeah. Let's let's double down. Look, Joseph's already upset. He's already back in the car. I know he has a connection with animals, I guess. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, okay? I will slow down for the rest. We're not going to be far off from it. We've been driving all morning. We'll be there in half an hour, and then we can start this thing. And he kind of grabs you, Zane, and he's like, and then we can go for a fucking hike, and then we can get out, and we can start seeing nature as it's intended, and we can build fires and sleep under the stars. Do you guys remember when we were young, we used to sleep under the stars all the time?
Yeah, man. We used to love camping.
That's right. And we lost it, and I want to rekindle it. That's what this is about. It's about rekindling this. And he sort of like slaps you a little bit on the arm, Teresa. He's like,
my sunglasses. Oh, sorry. My sunglasses fell down from when he was like shaking me, and I put them on quickly.
It's not that bright, but okay.
It's yeah. Anyways, the stars. Yeah, I want to see those.
Exactly. Let's make this work. This is going to be fun. And Peter gets back in the car and starts the engine, and it picks up pretty quickly. And you get back in, and he begins driving. And as the car sort of roars up, you hear the wailing of the deer off the road. Just this sort of like sad, like repeating itself, almost as if it can tell that you're leaving it to die. And for a second, you all sort of wait, hearing this deer sort of call in the October air. The chilly air is sort of coming through the open windows, and Peter sort of gives a nervous look back to the two of you. And
are you just driving really slowly right now with the windows open? We can
he
like
started
hear this.
it, but he hasn't started moving yet.
Oh, okay. Is that the fucking deer?
Yeah.
It's life's not fair. Things happen to people. Things happen to animals. The only thing we can do is to live absolutely freely, so that we can act in rebellion to the cruelty that exists. It's, this is just a reason for us to go and be free in the woods. So we'll just, that'll honor the deer to be free. Maybe turn up the music.
Yeah, and Peter does, and the music starts playing, and it's like,
I light a cigarette and steady my hand.
Yeah, and as the music starts and the four of you begin driving again, Peter's driving a lot more slowly now.
Here, Teresa, do you want some?
Yeah, all right. She lights up. It's been a couple of years, but this feels like an appropriate moment. The cigarette's like kind of smeared with her own blood.
And as the drive continues on and it's a bit slower, eventually you get to sort of the area that I guess Peter and Joseph have picked to sort of start the hike.
How far outside of civilization are we?
Hours. And as you move further and further, it feels less and less, even like, I mean, you went from paved roads to stone roads to dirt roads to now what looks to be not driven on in, maybe this year yet. And there's something odd about the way that Peter sort of navigates this tight little passageway towards your ultimate goal. And he sort of looks around almost excitedly as he drives through and eventually stops at sort of a natural end at this road and turns off the car. We're here. And he hops out of the car right away.
Beautiful. She gets out.
Beautiful, he says as he's like pointing, backing away from you.
Zane walks out looking at the trees. Amazing. Look at the color.
Right? Guys, this is the heart of it. This is the real shit. This is the uncharted. I mean, it's all charted, but I mean, this is as backwoods as you can get in BC in this area. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that people still, and it's away from the civilization. It's away from the so on and so forth.
I have an idea. Yeah. I pull out my cell phone, and I open the door and I put it in. Who's with me?
Hey, yes.
Are we really doing this?
Yes, well, Peter does the same thing. Right? No, you're fucking right, man. And he's like, oh, wait, hold on. Actually, before we do this. And he heads to the back of the Jeep expectantly. And he's like, come, go. And the four of you sort of crowd around. And he's like, okay, before we lock our phones away and signify the official start of this adventure, let us take a photo. And he sort of holds his arm outstretched, and you all take a pose. Zane, how do you look?
Zane actually, for the first time since they've been on this trip, he takes off the sunglasses, and he looks off into the distance as if deep in thought.
Perfect. And Teresa, how does she look?
Teresa is trying to look a little bit tough. She's like a lot shorter than the other guys, so she's got like her arms crossed, and she's kind of got her like chin up, like, "Hey, what's up?" She's got her back to Joseph, and he's got his back to her, and the two of them are sort of hamming it up, and he's got like finger guns.
Yeah, Joseph has sort of an odd expression. His overall demeanor is kind of light and airy, but for some reason his eyes are sort of, nervous. These are people that he hasn't seen in a long time, 10 plus years. And Peter is sort of illuminated, and again, being what he's admitted to you before as like bipolar, you can see that he's ecstatic right now as he takes his picture, and for a moment it's frozen on the screen, and then he puts his phone away and locks it and says, "Fuck yes, let's go," and tosses his car into the glove compartment.
I didn't think that you were like.
Before we go, I thought this made sense for this moment, but don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. And just like typical Zane, he kind of quotes poorly and not right for the moment, but he thinks it's like the perfect thing to say, and he says, right?
And then Peter's like trying to like not laugh. He's like, totally.
Nice, Zane.
Thank you.
Really good.
I thought it would be appropriate.
It's perfect.
Peter, I never really pegged you as a selfie stick type.
That's not selfie stick, Teresa. That was my fucking arm. When you're 6'4", you gotta reach like a monsoon. That's a thing, right? A monsoon reach?
You are a lot thinner than you used to be there, Peter. Like, what are you training hard?
No, I don't know, man. I went through a pretty bad breakup last year, and well, I don't know. It didn't feel like a good thing.
Great, you look great.
Well, thank you.
You look wonderful.
Well, thank you. Sometimes that shit.
Energy, yeah.
Zane, are you seeing someone right now? We got 3 singletons.
Well, I see people. Yes, I have a few.
Zane, are you dating people? Not looking at people. I don't mean
like observing.
Your sunglasses.
No, I know you don't mean observing. I mean there's a few that I'm seeing at one time.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't like to tie myself down.
Right, of course. How could you?
Well,
I mean, it's illogical, so.
We men have to be free.
Of course.
Well, yeah. You and your Vulcan-esque tendencies, highly logical.
No, Zane's more romantic than that.
I think he's a mix of both. We used to call him Vulcan in AV Club. Do you remember that, Zane?
I do, peanut butter.
Oh, snap! That's me.
Maybe we don't bring up old names. How about that?
Fair enough. I walked into that. And,
well, you know what? There's a tradition on hikes as we start walking. That you get a trail name as you go. Like, you get a new nickname based on how things go in the trail.
But I don't want to be peanut butter anymore.
No, it's a new name. It's based on who you are now. You can be anything now. We're starting fresh. So let's be the best. Freedom is an opportunity to be better, and let's be better. Let's your true self here.
What do you give us an example? What do you want to be known as?
I can't tell you what I want to be known as, but like, let's say for example, I was I don't know. I was swimming in the water, and you could become called Otter or something like that because you're playfully always swimming. And someone might just say, "Hey, you're like an otter," and that becomes your trail name, Otter. Or
like Teresa should be nose broken.
Well, on the trail. We weren't on the trail yet.
Oh, fair enough. Bloody nose.
Oh no! So Zane's saying that based on our experiences, we're going to come up with new identities. That this will be such a life-altering trip that our names will change.
I was thinking a nickname, but yeah, let's do that.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
They're called trail name. Trail name.
Trail name.
Yeah, our truest self comes out.
What about Trail Risa?
Ooh. What about trail leader? Oh wait, that's not.
Yeah,
doesn't
no. Come on, you guys don't forget about it. Forget it.
Trezane.
No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it in my mind, and I'm gonna come up with it, and I'm gonna wake you up in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, Zane!" It's like dumb Zane, and you're gonna be like, "That's the great."
I like it.
You know what? Maybe I'll just walk ahead over here.
No.
You said you weren't gonna walk ahead.
Don't walk ahead.
We might not follow or whatever.
You said walk aside.
I
That's
figured
what
it was beyond you guys. I figured.
Listen, I like it. I agree. I am serious. And you know what, Zane? I think it's a sweet gesture. I do. I think it's a nice idea. Let's do trail names. Huh? Trail names? We'll figure them out.
Trail names.
Yeah.
I want to be Acorn.
Can't tell. Don't tell us. It's got to be natural. It's got to come out as things go.
Okay, but I'm going to start playing with acorns and you guys call me Acorn.
Whatever.
I'll call you Piglet, maybe.
Hey! We said no.
No, because they acorns.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's truffles.
It has to be something that we come up with when we're in the middle of the.
Real pig, like the poo, Piglet.
We're still like fucking.
We're standing at the back of the Jeep. We're loading up our hiking pack.
Teresa's like buckling her gear on. She's like, I haven't worn this hiking backpack in like 11 years.
Yeah, well, I just bought this one.
Joseph has been pretty quiet this entire time. I guess something about Teresa breaking her nose and helping her with it just kind of triggered something in him. And he's just been kind of keeping to himself, just kind of smiling as you guys talk about your trail names.
And I'm packing up and I'm putting the thing on and I'm like, everyone got everything I sent you. You got enough water. You got iodine tablets. You got a hatchet.
I brought like a fucking pound of jerky.
Okay, did everybody watch Deliverance?
No.
Well, that was part of the required listening.
Sorry, I'm really busy and important.
Are you, Miss Accountant?
Yeah.
You define yourself by your job, and that's always good.
Is that like a motivational poster?
Define yourself by your job. It's always good. And Peter sort of gets his stuff ready, and he starts standing at the sort of the head of the hiking trail.
I mean, I didn't really bring all that stuff on the list because, right, we're going into the woods and it should be free. So I didn't bring those things. It didn't make sense, right?
Totally. I mean, if you want to drink from a stream that's got a dead, and you can see Peter's about to say deer, and he stops himself, a dead duck upstream, and you want to drink down from it, and that's your choice. Anyway, let's start walking.
Yeah, we got everything. We got flashlights.
Yeah.
How long is this trail? I can't remember. Was this the
Baby, we're not
the
going
northern
back
one
for
or
a
the south
week.
one?
Toss your phone in the car.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry, forgot. Nobody can really get us out here. Oh, I had the light on this whole time.
That's really good for your battery, I hear.
I hear it's like the best thing.
Yeah.
It's really the only thing for your battery that you should have.
Shut it and let's get walking.
And after a rough start hitting a albino deer and dragging it off the road for it to die at the side, and a almost broken nose, the four friends begin off into the woods together. They're walking jovially as they sort of are sharing stories of a time past and thinking about each other and sort of laughing and trying to come up with clever trail names. And as they move through the woods, the empty trees with sort of the white birch paper-like bark that stand tall above them and vacant between them cut the light that shines through on this beautiful October early afternoon. The wind is still at times and picks up at other times, and each of them is filled with this sense of growing comfort, not just in the woods themselves, but in each other, reliving a past that they've so long been without. And after a few hours of hiking, we round a bend that opens up to a large, beautiful valley. And before the four of us lies the beginning, essentially, of our adventure, this huge, almost boundless valley. And Peter stops for a second.
Seeing the beautiful place, I pat Peter on the shoulder, kind of saying, "Wow, you picked a good trail."
hey, it was not me. Listen. And he backs away and says, I kind of lied a little bit. I wanted this to sort of seem like it was me because you guys know me a little more and blah, blah, blah. But in truth, Joseph was really sort of the, I don't know, what do you want to say, mastermind behind doing all this?
Mastermind sounds like the perfect word to describe how I came up with this. Yeah, I mean, Reddit is your friend when it comes to vacations, and but I'd also heard of I'd heard someone talking about this place, and I thought, hey, you know what, might as well check it out with the 3 people I love most in the world. So
this is a guy who's been gone for 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, but you know, a love like this just lasts forever, you know.
I'm just saying, 10 years is a long time not to reach out. I don't know. I was a little hurt that I didn't hear about anything, but you guys?
Well, the love is great, but I think we got the first trail name. Joseph Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Mastermind, I like that.
That's what I mean. That's how it comes out, right? It's just natural, right? Just came from the experience.
I don't know. I think I can get behind this whole trail name thing.
This is a beautiful spot. Anyway, are you getting paid by Reddit? Did you... I mean, this seems like a sponsorship. You're like, oh, and if you only go to the website, reddit.com/trailmastermind.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, every dollar you guys spend while you're on this trail, I'm getting a cut. So I have my own vested interest.
Do you take acorns?
I take cooking times.
Who's cooking dinner?
Not me. That's you guys can pay for me.
I will. I happily will. I haven't really talked to you guys much about what I've been doing the last few years, but I am sort of a bit of a chef.
Are you?
You are a chef.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of
dish.
Oh, good one. I basically, well, I don't know. I feel weird about it. And Peter sort of turns around to the woods ahead of you as he's sort of talking. He says, I don't know. I kind of feel weird about it. There was, you know, I mean, I struggle with my weight a lot. And, you know, I feel weird about being the fat kid who got into cooking. So I felt bad. And I don't know. But ever since I lost the weight, it's kind of made me feel a little bit more confident to be like, okay, yeah, this is who I am and this is what I do. So, yeah, I'm a chef.
Yeah, well, man, I gotta say you're looking great too. I mean, I imagine your food is good. If your food is anywhere near as good as you look right now, I'm gonna be a happy man tonight after dinner.
Well, you are going to find out, because part of that list that I asked y'all to bring was not just food for yourself. There were a few key ingredients in there that, when combined, like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers themselves, as Peter's talking, he's sort of backing towards the ledge a little bit, like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers themselves, when combined, create one super meal. Why, Teresa's red peppers and Joseph's right. And as he's talking, he slips. And there's a long fall at the edge of this valley, and Peter hits the ground below with a thud and then rolls over a rock and then rolls over a bush, and he smashes, you can see his legs, into a tree, and then slides around in the dirt and lands with a thud at the bottom of this fairly large hill that's maybe 500 feet below you. And
Peter!
for a second, the breath is taken out of you.
Oh my God.
Let's go. And I start running towards, where's the closest ledge or way down?
There's sort of a trees that are interspersed going down. It's not a flat drop. It's sort of a really steep slope. And you feel that maybe dexterously you can move between trees and sort of use them to stop your speed down. Or you can run maybe another 200, 300 feet, and it does seem to level out a bit, but you're going to be making a big sort of circle.
Oh my God. Come on, guys.
Teresa,
and I start.
Sorry.
Yeah, I start kind of monkeying my way down the trees and shuffling to.
Give me two rolls. It's gonna be dexterity. Give me 2 die, and I'm gonna do 1 negative die. So 3 die. The last one will be negative. Teresa, what are you doing?
She like slings her arm through the shoulder, like what is it called, of a backpack? The strap.
Yeah, the strap.
of her backpack, she just grabs her backpack and follows Joseph down the cliff.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Joseph. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you do the same thing. Same thing. Dexterity.
Not Peter.
Don't follow Peter down.
Jumped out.
I just leaped directly down.
3 die. 2 are going to be positive, 1's going to be negative. So these cancel out, and the 6 is not a success. So you don't make it. You get stuck at the first tree, and the second one has sort of roots, and you're nervous. Did you make it, Joseph?
I got a success and a failure.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll reveal that in a second. And Zane?
I'm kind of frozen in shock, actually.
Okay.
I'm at the top of the thing just looking down, and I just sit down on the edge and go, oh my God. Oh my God.
What's going through Zane's head right now?
Zane isn't, he talks a big game, but he hasn't actually, he's very cautious. The reason he likes art so much is because it's safe. He gets to stay in his little space, and he gets to paint, and nothing's going to harm him. He was expecting a nice walk in the woods and painting, and now he just witnessed his friend go down, and he sees flashbacks of the deer that they hit earlier, and the connection is being made.
Joseph, you make it to the last tree, but your hand slips, and you take a tumble for the last little way. Take 2 stresses.
Okay.
And you sort of land with a thud, maybe 50 feet from Peter's body, which is sort of stuck into a bush, and you see his hand with blood on it sort of sticking out of the bush in sort of a tight, grasping fashion.
Hey, Peter. Peter, you all right?
As you call out to him, you don't see him move.
Ah, damn it. Oh, how's Teresa doing? I look back up to look at the others. I see Zane sitting on the edge, and
I think Teresa's like caught up in the tree. Actually, the backpack that she picked up to pull along with her has gotten tangled up in a tree limb. She's like, "Just a second, just a second."
It's all right. Take your time. Take your time. I'm
Joseph, don't move him. Don't move him.
What do you mean? Don't move him. He's in a bush. He's stuck in there.
I know, but if he hurt his neck, you can't move him.
What do I do?
Just go see if he's conscious.
I'll go get a cell phone.
That's like many hours away.
There's not gonna be any service. And I turn around and I go towards Peter in the bush, and I kind of part the branches and see him lying there. And yeah, he's got an arm that's kind of gnarled up in a weird way. Mm-hmm.
But he seems he does, his eyes are open at you, and he's like, Jesus fuck. And it's like sort of a bruise on the side of his face, but he's sort of like slowly moving his limbs just to sort of feel.
Yeah, Peter, can you feel your toes? Can you feel your fingers?
Yeah. Oh my God. Fuck,
my
chest hurts so much.
Okay, all right. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. You can feel your extremities. He's all right, guys. He's all right.
He's
Good.
not all right.
Is he bleeding?
Are you bleeding anywhere, Peter?
Is there fluid coming out of his ears?
And
Shut up!
Him a look, and give me a logic roll.
All right. I don't have a lot of that.
Oh boy.
Who does?
Me.
You have the logic.
Did Peter leave?
Then why did you become an accountant?
Put down his
So by
backpack.
this point, you're now
Just kidding.
Pretty much at the bottom of the way.
What am I rolling?
Give me two dice, both positive.
Harlan, did Peter leave a pack at the top? Was his backpack like off him when he was talking?
He was wearing it. And actually, you saw as it was going down, it sort of flung open, spilling things everywhere, and the pack is somewhere down there with him. Any successes, Joseph?
I got a success, yes.
Perfect. So yeah, you can sort of give a look. And Teresa, what are you doing?
Teresa's starting to pull things out of her backpack as she's like running the final 25 feet to where Peter and Joseph are hanging out. She's like pulling bandages and shit out of her bag.
Perfect. And as you approach, you see him sitting up, and you see Joseph helping him. And Joseph, your sort of logic roll gave you sort of a once over on him, and he seems pretty okay, surprisingly. You know, it was a bad tumble, but the human body is pretty resilient on things like this. And while his legs definitely hit against a tree, it was a gradual slope. You know, it didn't dislocate his leg or anything like that. And you're giving him once over, and you're sort of helping him up, and you can see him sort of limping a little bit as he's like, oh, ooh.
All right. Just take it easy. Take it easy. What the hell were you thinking, backing up against a cliff?
I don't fucking know. I wasn't thinking at all. I was talking. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, we got to make sure that you're okay. Do you have a watch?
Yeah, probably.
You actually wear a watch these days?
Well, I was, but I don't have it on me right now. And you see him looking around, and like even his clothes are a bit torn from the rate he was falling at.
Well, we got to figure out how many more hours of sunlight we have, because we got to get you set up and all taken care of. Do any of you guys have the time?
I'm right beside you.
Oh, sorry, Teresa. You snuck up on me. Do you have the time? You know what time it is?
Yes, I do. She's got like kind of a fancy wristwatch. What time is it, Harlan?
It is 2 o'clock.
It's 2 p.m. We've got lots of...
Normally, I'd say that we should... Hello?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Normally, I would say that we should just set up camp, but one thing I was reading on Reddit was that there is a farmhouse up the road, and it's kind of like an unofficial Airbnb. People use it. People, can go in and out. So I think we should go there.
It's for like squatters?
Well, no, but there's no real squatters out here. Just hunters. It's like a hunting cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it all the way back to the fuck. Oh fuck! Not.
Oh, whoa!
Are we walking up the hill right now?
No, we're still sort of down at the bottom. Peter's just like standing next to the bush that he fell out of.
What's hurting you, Peter? Can you put your weight on your leg?
Yeah, it's not. I haven't sprained my ankle, but my knee, my fucking right knee, is really hurting.
All right. Hold on to me. And I brace him on his right side and start walking. Trail starts back again this way. I think. I'm pretty sure we take that ridge down, and it was supposed to wind up. So maybe we've got about 500 meters this direction.
That's not bad at all. Fuck, can we just do that?
Well, should I come down there then?
Yeah, come on down, Zane. Follow the trail. You should be meeting up. It winds a bit, but you should meet up with us in about 15, 20 minutes.
All right. I start making the trail.
Perfect. And after 20 minutes, you're sort of walking on your own. What are you thinking as you're walking, Zane?
More than anything, I'm thinking I'm thinking about the fact that the other people here don't know this yet, but I'm losing my vision, and that's why I'm wearing the sunglasses all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, this was supposed to be a trip where I'm seeing beauty and trying to take it all in. And so far, I've seen a broken nose, a torn up deer, and my friend nearly fall to his death. And I'm thinking, maybe I should have stayed home.
And as you are walking, Teresa and Joseph, you're helping Peter, and he's like, "Oh, it was so stupid, so goddamn stupid."
Well, it's over, and you got away a lot better than I thought you were going to.
Sorry, Teresa.
No, it's fine. It's not your fault. You just did something stupid. Is it when your knee is bent or straight, or when you're putting weight on it, or just all the time?
When it's straight, and then it's okay for like a bit, and then when I bend it.
Okay, so just everything, I guess.
Well, there's like an area where it's okay if I'm like just keeping it here, but the minute I put it straight or maybe wait, I think it's.
Oh my God, you're hopeless, Zane!
I'm sorry. And Zane sort of rounds the corner as he's like, putting his eyeglasses on.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys.
Hey.
How are you doing, Peter?
Not great, but he said there's a farmhouse over here. I don't know. And he like sort of stands on his side. He's like, I don't know. Maybe I could sleep it off. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye on it. The real question is...
You can look at it, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, we'll look at it. But the question is, do you think you can cook still?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the important thing.
These are the things.
Fuck you guys.
I'm
Yes,
getting
I can
so
cook.
hungry. Is
hey,
the
well, I
problem.
mean,
was
you're the
worried
one who
about
got
that.
us super pumped.
I was like, oh man, I
Christ.
see Peter going. I'm like, I'm gonna be so hungry.
Yes, I can fucking cook. Jesus Christ, let's go. And he starts leaning on you guys as you work your way towards the direction that Joseph's pointing you. And Joseph,
Yeah, there's so I'm thinking there's a farmhouse down the road. Not a farmhouse. I guess it's more of like a hunting cabin.
It's like an unofficial Airbnb.
That's exactly what it is. Maybe I can capitalize on that. Great accommodations. A little breezy.
It's an outlet of buildings. What it is, it's a converted hunting cabin, but there is a large barn, sort of, and it looks like at one point, like many years ago, this might have just been some sort of weird, I don't know, maybe even a grow op or something like that got shut down because the whole thing is so secluded and it's sort of out in the middle of nowhere. The barn has large holes in it. There's weeds growing all over. The entire field is overgrown. And as we sort of enter to the edge of the wood, there's a whole cornfield, as tall as or taller than us, that's just been overgrown, covering the entire left side of the field for as far as the eye can see, right next to this large barn. But where we enter from, there's sort of a small hunting cabin, the large barn, and sort of this weird natural crumbling stone wall that sort of divides the property. And we enter to this overgrown, weed-infested field.
So we're in BC, we're at a grow up, and it's weed infested.
Not that type of weed.
Here's gonna be
Why not?
If anything, it wouldn't be shut down. We enter the field.
It is October, Sue, so it's technically legal.
Well, I doubt I need to say this, but here we are.
It looks rustic.
That is exactly what it said on Airbnb.
Hey.
Come on, Peter.
Who's the host of this place? Does he literally have a 5-star review, or is this like a 1-star, please pick up the most droppings when you leave type scenario?
Oh, no, Peter, 5 stars for sure. This is the only place, A, for miles, but B, the only place on Airbnb that's actually hosted by a ghost.
Oh, ghost buddy.
Oh my
It's
God.
a ghost host.
It's like those haunted things that you can buy on
That's
the internet, and it's like guaranteed to be haunted with the ghost of my grandmother or whatever the fuck.
That's exactly it. Except
Teresa,
this ghost.
I know you're being bullshit, but I'm really excited and intrigued by that possibility.
What? Who is this ghost?
Right?
Oh, well, the word is that his name is Chad. And
Oh my God,
this place
amazing.
used to be a grow-up. I don't know if you could tell by all
Chad the ghost.
I was afraid
Yeah.
we called him Chad the Ghost.
Chad the ghost. And he, he's just a really friendly guy, kind of a little slow. Just
Give me
kind
your
of.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
I have a phobia of Chads.
Yeah, me too. And as we reach the sort of smaller hunt building, I turn the door and it creaks open. And the 4 of us are standing before this relatively small sort of hut. And we enter, and there's a dusty cot and sort of cans on the shelves and a gun rack without a gun in it. And, sort of an unused sleep area for one. It's pretty small.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys
Well,
want to see option B? And he turns towards the barn.
Okay, all right. Well, I think we should get you lying down as soon as possible. But yeah, let's check out option B. Are you sure you want to go there? No, why don't you sit down? Just sit down.
And he walks in and he sits on the cot, and a puff of dust enters the room. And it's about the size of my room here. It's a small little cabin, pretty tight quarters. There's a small stove in the corner for wood. And Peter sits down and sort of looks at the 3 of you.
Should he keep his leg elevated or something?
yeah,
Teresa?
probably. I mean, this cabin is not bad. Like, I brought, a tarp and a blanket. It won't be the most comfortable, but let's just go check out the barn, I guess.
All right. You wait here, Peter.
All right.
Let's check this place out. What about this? You think you could paint this, Zane?
Yeah, there's some good... no, not at all. Nope, it's horrible.
And as you exit to the field and start walking towards the barn, again, you see that between the hunting shack and the barn is sort of this overgrown, weedy just field, but beyond it is this beautiful overgrown cornfield that basically is all the way into the far side of the woods, and the barn sits there. As you're walking across to it, again, there's this destroyed stone wall that maybe at one point was for cattle or something like that, and you each approach it.
Huh.
Is there a gate in the wall?
No, but it's high enough that you could hop over it. Or low enough, I should say.
Well, the present, and I hop up over the wall.
Perfect. And you land on the other side and step on a rake and get hit in the face. Boing.
You break your nose also.
You don't break your nose, but it absolutely does happen, and you're like, oh, it's sort of like not.
I just like don't say anything and put the rake against the wall.
All right, after you, Teresa.
God damn! Can I get a boost, please?
Yes, Your Majesty.
And she like scrambles up over.
Yeah, and Joseph hops up pretty easily, gets over it.
And the three of you are on the other side of the wall, and you begin walking towards the barn.
What does it look like?
It's a large wooden barn with a very classic round roof, but as you approach, you see large slats in sort of the wet and dried wood over and over to the point where these holes are deep and large throughout the entire building, and the entire door is missing from the side. And as you approach, you see the stone structures sort of falling apart underneath, and you can almost look down into it. The boards are very crooked and just lying between the beams, and you can walk in it and you see the dirt floor beneath just overgrown with sprouts of weeds, and there's one sunflower sort of breaching out of the ground for no reason. And as you look in, the October setting sun is like cutting slats through the roof of it and filling this barn with sort of a beauty in one sense.
It's kind of romantic.
Yeah,
I can paint. And better yet, is there a hayloft?
There is, and as you look up, you notice that it's completely empty. It's just sort of basically wood keeping it, and the ladder to get to it is almost completely gone. Just two pieces of wood with a rung maybe halfway up, a single rung.
I wish I could get up there. I bet there'd be a view I'd paint. Something up there. I gotta get up there somehow.
Well, and I reach over to the side and I pull over a ladder. That's a wooden ladder, and like some of the rungs are like completely rotted through. And I pass it to him and say, "You can be my guest."
I have some rope actually in my pack. I don't know how sturdy the floors are up there, but it's probably better than this fucking ladder.
Yeah, maybe we should call you master.
What? What's wrong with this ladder? This is a fine ladder made with real wood.
I don't know about that ladder.
I'll come forward if I need to do some pole vaulting.
She tosses Zane a coil of rope.
All right, maybe if I... Okay. I grab like I don't know. Is there? I go to the wall and there's an old like a hay bale hook.
Mm-hmm.
And I try
scary fucking hooks.
Yeah, scaring thing. Does they think you're gonna be dragged by somehow, which I have in my barn. Which is why I don't go in at nighttime. So I tie it around.
I'd be too spooked.
I swing it and I throw it over the joists that are still there.
Sure, give me a dexterity roll.
Yeah, this is gonna go well.
I'll give you a bonus for the hook idea and a bonus for the roll. I'm going to give you 3 die, all positives, because I think this is a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, all are fails.
Oh,
Shame.
no.
So you do throw it up, and it sort of... ding, ding, and it kind of falls down to the ground. And actually, it falls past you, and it goes to the dirt floor below you. Boom.
Well, does anyone else want to try?
Well, I don't know. I'm just wondering whether or not... Do we actually want to sleep in here? I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of drafty.
Does no one care about my art?
I do, but I think in the whole scope of our journey, we're gonna find a lot more exciting vistas. Yeah.
Vistas.
Visages? Hopefully not. Vistas, yes. Are you doing like portraiture now, or like you're talking a lot about landscapes?
Well, whatever muse I'm feeling, that whatever's speaking to me, that's what I paint. So right now, this is speaking to me, but you guys are not listening, so that's fine.
I'm sorry. Maybe
Are we? You know what?
You guys asking for help. God.
Well, I mean, I know your painting's important, but we should probably just make sure that Peter's all right and taken care of.
Again, Zane, and I'll give you an extra roll because
you are welcome to
you're a sweetheart.
Do this. I don't know how you're
I'm
going to
just
get
playing my
up there.
character. Teresa doesn't really give a shit about painting.
Success. Believe it or not.
And it sinks in hard, and you feel a tight tug on the rope, and it feels.
For the
like
record, I wasn't trying to hook it in. I was just trying to get it over so then I could just tie a knot and pull it back.
Oh, well, that would have been a lot eeasier.
So much
Either way, you success.
Awesome. I look cool.
I thought you were doing the Batman style.
That's really cool. Well, see, I didn't need.
Oh, he's actually doing this. All right.
Now, okay. And I start to try to pull myself up and climb a rope.
For expediency's sake, I'm going to say you make it. Zane is fairly well built. You work with your hands a lot. And you make it up to the top as you slap both your hands onto the dusty sort of upper, and you boost yourself up. You're standing next to sort of pieces of loose, dry hay from ever ago, and some old, mouse droppings. And there's not much up here, but there is a big hole in the roof, right where you were hoping was. That sort of gives you a view of the countryside.
Guys,
Is there anything up there?
there's everything up here.
Is there
I
like
go
a
and look and
Mona
I see-
Lisa?
Just the valley that sprawls out, and
So you take a good look outside.
Oh, for sure. I imagine that's what I see it. Sorry.
Give me a logic roll. 2 successes I'm going to give you, or 2 positive die. And
Yes.
wow. Okay. You see a few things. You see the beautiful rolling countryside above you. It looks untouched. You see the large cornfield to the right of the building. You see the woods sloping upwards off to sort of the left of where you're looking out. You see it sort of rise into a hill. You see the setting sun or the low sun. Well, yeah, it's October, so it's about 3 o'clock. The lowering sun off to the west. And you just for a second are awestruck at the beauty of what you are seeing here, and you feel secluded and at peace. But you also notice a car. Looks like a red pickup truck. And at first you almost think it's like just more foliage. It tricks you almost. And it's so far off in the distance. But you're almost sure down what doesn't seem to be a natural trail or road that there's a red pickup truck.
I can't believe what I'm seeing, but there's a truck out there, guys.
What?
There's no roads. There's no roads going through here for miles, man.
I know, and I take my sunglasses off, and I clean them, and I put them back on. Yeah, there's a pickup truck. It's a red pickup truck, and it's out there.
Teresa heads outside. Does she see? I guess there's a wall, right?
Yeah, no. Beyond the wall, even the way that the sort of the trees and everything sort of slopes, it's impossible for you to see. It's only from this vantage point, almost looking down past a large, hill that's far off in the distance, can he make out what he's looking at.
She just like checks out Zane from the hole in the roof. Hi, Zane.
Hi, Teresa. Come up here if you don't believe me. I see a pickup truck. There's obviously people out here. If we need to get Peter out of here, there could be help.
That's not a bad point.
And
You
just
sure it's not just like a rusty, abandoned thing?
if you don't believe me, come up here.
All right, fine. I'll come on up. How do I even do this? How do I work this thing?
Just put your feet on the post as you climb. It helps.
Do you go up as well, Teresa?
She's not super fit, I think. She might like give it a half-hearted try and just be like, whatever, I believe you.
So fair enough. And then you do make it up, Joseph. And after being pointed out, yeah, you do see sort of the front end of a pickup truck, very far off in the distance.
Wow. Well, yeah, I guess just a hunter out here. I didn't think that there were any trucks out, roads out this way, but that's really weird.
Yeah,
Huh.
but it's good to know. I mean,
Is
right?
it abandoned? Do they see any humans in it?
You can't make it out. It's too far away, unfortunately.
Well, we can go check it out. I mean, I'm sure it'll be gone by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, are we gonna stay in here though? Are we gonna?
Well, it depends on how Peter's doing. I'm hoping that he's halfway through dinner already.
Yeah, let's go check him out.
I'm hungry.
So the three of you head down and climb down from the hay loft, and you begin working across the overgrown field, and you get to the wall. Who heads over first?
I demand a boost first.
Okay.
And I hop over.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
I'll let Zane go ahead.
Perfect. And then you do. Everyone give me a die roll.
Just straight up and down D6.
1d6. Boom, 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 boom.
5.
1.
You hear the sound before anything else. At first, it confuses you. You don't quite understand where its place lies in this setting. It's shocking, and it stops each of you. And next, you feel it. The bullet slides right through your shoulder blade, Teresa, as you go spinning back, slam against a brick wall. And the echo of the rifle gunfire from off in the distance echoes throughout the valley. And as you slam back against the stone wall, blood pouring from your wound, Zane stands there shocked, looking, and then you hear another sound of gunfire. And we're going to stop there for the mid-game post. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the mid-game post. For some reason, saying it twice makes more sense. That's right. This is the part of the game where we stop the action and we jump to you, the community, to see what's up in the world of Discord and how everyone's doing and so on and so forth. Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Everyone have a good time?
Whoa! Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I've gotten quiet again. I don't understand why. Do you guys, does it sound like I'm quiet? Ah!
Not to me. Not to me. It's got to be in your obs.
Yeah. It's these fucking... It's this again. What is this? I don't understand.
Oh.
Every
is
time
it
I
that,
Yeah, but I'm not using that
voice
anymore,
meter?
but it's doing it again. Oh, maybe I have to disable this.
oh boy. No, that didn't work. Oh boy. Well, I don't hear Harlan anymore, but yeah, it's the mid-game post. And we're going to ask a question. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. You can't hear us. We hear you. Yeah. Yeah.
Justin's our chance to say things.
Oh my God. What do we say?
I'm not behind the Invictus stream. It was my idea the whole time.
This is my idea too.
He's not.
Yeah. I'm Morty. Oh, there we go. How you doing, Chris?
Oh. Perspective's pretty good. Pretty good.
We can hear him. Oh, I'm stuck on the Invictus stream. I can't. Rick, you gotta get me out. You gotta get me out of here. We can still hear you, Harlan. All right, so mid-game post, Harlan's figuring out his audio, but we are going to come up with the question. What do you think an appropriate question is?
Well, hold on. Are we doing that? Because we might be doing another.
I think we're going to be doing both.
We're going to do both. So let's go to the question. We get to do like a really hard one, like figure out who it was that Zane quoted.
Ooh.
Oh. I don't think I even heard that. When
you might have been doing.
Yeah, you were doing your own audio adjustments.
Yes. Just a night for audio glitches.
Why don't we do the mid-game post as when were you quoting? You did a couple of different quotations.
Yeah, and all the quotations comes from the same philosopher.
Okay.
I mentioned it in one time. I mentioned
British philosopher.
Hey,
we can hear you. We can hear you still. What was terrible?
It fell apart. The whole game.
Well, it ain't nothing compared to having.
Well, everyone is having some echo up in here.
Echo.
Many reverb.
Yeah. So mid-game post.
This is our professionalist episode.
Professionalist.
I think that's normal now. Is that
Should we
normal
start
now,
over?
people? The mid-game
Sounds
post
good.
is the whole game.
Hello and welcome to the mid-game post.
Someone tell me if this is fixed. I think it is.
So much reverb. Is that over? Mid-game post question.
I think that's over.
Kelvin is on it. Kelvin
Zia
is.
says she's got it. Oh my god, don't ever fuck with shit while you're playing the game, apparently.
Do not.
It's like just a bad idea. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this over. Yes, because it's a mid-game post. But most importantly, this is the point of the game where you get the secret passphrase. And the secret passphrase to enter into the Ignorant Farmer contest is poplar.
Poplar. Now, is it just you saying poplar, or can we say poplar?
We
Can we
can't
say it? I will kill you.
We can't say
Okay.
it.
No,
so
you
we're
can
not
say
allowed
it.
to say it.
That is our word.
But you can only hear it from Harlan to get entered into the.
You say it. I'm gonna get another beer.
I have a feeling he's going to kill us with a tree. That's what's going to happen.
If you heard it from us, it doesn't count.
Okay.
I like that kind of tree.
Why did we choose that?
It was just the one that Harlan wanted to choose, I guess.
There was no
poplar is a good type of wood for killing vampires, according to a woodworker named Ivan that I met once.
Really?
Sounds like you would know.
Where did you meet Ivan, and how does he know about vampires?
Well, I made a vampire steak at one point, and I needed a piece of wood for it, and I thought I'd just go to like a cabinet making place. I called them. They were like, "Oh yeah, we got lots of scraps you can take." And I go, and the guy who greets me is like, "Hello, my name is Ivan. I help you find wood."
I am from long lineage of vampire slaves.
And I'm just
So
like,
cute.
"This is amazing." And I was like, "So I'm looking for like ash because it's for a vampire steak." He's like, "Oh no, not ash. You want poplar if it's for vampire steak." And I'm like, "Oh, sweet."
And if he's got that kind of accent,
You know he's
You
legit.
probably
You know
should have
he's
used it
legit.
on him, and he tricked you.
oh
Yeah, exactly.
It's
His
not
name
to
was
kill any
Ivan.
vampire. It's like, It's not.
No!
My name is Ivan.
You got one poplar.
That's too
Stupid.
funny.
Also, Harlan, when you were futzing with your audio, we did a mid-game post. I don't know if
What did you just call me? A futz?
I said that you futzed around just like a
Go-
futzer, and
go
if you want to
futz
enter the
yourself.
mid-game post, if you're watching the game live and you're on our Discord, which you should be because that's where all the cool people hang out, you can find the, what is it even called? Conversation channel. Find the channel below the game channel called Mid-Game Post, and if you know the philosopher that Zane is quoting, you can win some XP.
If you are pretentious.
Or educated.
I'm
Pretend.
joking.
It's Zane. He's pretentious.
I didn't know. I'm not. I was not educated. I'm an uneducated farmer.
Ignorant, one might say.
Oh, is that our next brew? The uneducated farmer?
The informed farmer.
The uninformed farmer.
What's the opposite of educated?
Night school farmer.
I mean, ignorant.
Night school farmer.
Oh, the farmer who's trying.
Summer's
It's funny. I was getting into my van at work leaving today, and I was in such a sour mood. And I meant to tell you this, Joe, but I forgot to. But I'll tell it on stream now. And I was getting into my van, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking go home. And this guy's like, hold up, and I'm like, fuck off. And he's like, here, and he handed me a bar of chocolate. He's like, I was like, okay. He's like, here you go. I was like, thank you.
Who is this man?
No worries. Just a guy that worked. He came out with 3 of them, and I gave the other 2 to coworkers I was also leaving with.
Why?
Because I'm not a terrible person, and I don't need 3 bars of chocolate.
Do you see 2 other friends on stream with you right now?
I see 3. Who would I have chosen?
Oh, yeah. Who is the one who's not a friend?
Oh, I figured.
It's me and my shining fork.
No, I figured Justin and Chris would get the chocolate.
They better get their chocolate, because you know what I'm just realizing in a second? Somebody got my pen. See these pens? These are very me.
These pens?
Exactly. I can literally see you holding one of my pens. So
I bought these.
Bull fucking shit. No one buys these pens. These are my favorite pen. Justin and Chris, you just earned chocolate.
Yay!
Yay.
Now we
Dang.
know who's not the friend.
Have you guys ever gone to penisland.com?
Is that
No, that's
what?
you
Penis?
dirty boy.
It's actually I think I don't know if it's still a thing. I'm gonna find out.
The pen is nice.
Why do you have to go to Penis Land?
Why do you not go to Penis Land? You
Penis Land is
must.
the best.
Because there's a penis world, and you're
That's where
wasting.
they sell. That's where they sell
Pen is-
Hero's Hand Job.
Someone must have bought it out. It's not the thing anymore. It actually was a
It's just
pen
porn.
website. It was like a picture of like a tropical island, and then a really shitty like GIF of like 4 pens.
And what is it
going
now?
towards you. What's that?
What is it now?
Oh, it's a casino website now.
How?
It's a penis casino.
Wow.
Play with your penis, or do you win penises?
We just know what
Both.
the
All of
look like. The
all of the above.
bunch of
Can we go?
normal slot machines.
Who won?
No, can we go to the casino all together?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why can't I spell penis?
I will feel completely secure.
You have to spell penis with your penis.
What if I don't have one?
Use a friends.
I can have like, what is it called when you have someone duel for you?
A surrogate penis?
Yeah. Can I,
A champion?
I will be Joe. I will be your champion penis. I will throw my penis in the ring to fight for you.
Oh, he's so valiant.
what if I have one but it's not attached to me? Is that allowed?
That works too. You're more than
Okay,
welcome to use any type of penis that you want to call a penis.
Thank
B-
you.
BYOP.
Let's be inclusive here. BYOP.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Bring your own penis.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Who won the game?
BYOP.
I don't know how it works.
We haven't done it yet.
So people have been guessing philosophers, I imagine.
Albert Camus.
That's correct.
Oh wow, good people. I don't even know who that is. Who's this Albert Camus? Albert Camus?
That's right, Albert Camus.
Justin
So
and
we
I are
have
drinking the
Ragnarok,
appropriate
And
beer.
the real clever
Colin
video is
Burkhart.
to Google Albert Camus quotes and get everything I've said so far.
Megan,
I
Ian
wanna know
Boggs,
who-
Selena Rose. By the way, welcome, Selena. It's her first game joining us on the Discord. I think we have 6 correct entries. Someone want to roll a d6
I
for
will.
moi?
Oh.
Oh,
I will be your surrogate die roller.
yes, please. Number 1, we have the first.
Look at my name.
That is Ragnarok. Congratulations.
That's so funny.
My name says in Dick Vice. I forgot.
That's bad.
I'm too hot.
Harlan is too slow on the button, but I would do the applaud sound.
You do know, for the record, everyone has access to it, but I'm the
Oh,
only one
really?
that is-
So if I press the crickets, everyone's gonna hear crickets?
Yes. But that's just making fun of your own joke.
I wish.
That's the least bombastic of all the sounds.
I know, because I didn't want to fuck with everyone's eardrums.
Like this.
Oh,
Harlan, you've just unleashed a terrible power.
A blight upon the world.
Because now I'm going to be messing with this soundboard the whole game.
A pox on both your houses.
Congratulations.
Hold on. Have you been playing with us for over a year, and you honestly never realized that the soundboard that we all use, you could use?
No, I thought that was just for the GM.
We never used it. It was just you who used it.
Do you not even realize this?
No, we know. We just remember playing with Alex, who uses it when he's not supposed to all the time, so we know better than to touch it.
Yeah, sorry. But congratulations to Ragnarok for getting the correct answer. You get 1 XP, which you can spend.
To Ragnarok?
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Oh, who is that on the stream?
Ragnarok, give us your first, last name, your birthday, your social security number, your mailing address,
And if
your
I'm
mother's
looking at your
maiden name.
house, tell me which bedroom is yours.
And then we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I've got a...
That's always my favorite weird detail. It's like, if I'm looking at your house, which bedroom is yours?
He lives in the bunker that's dug into the backyard.
Well, but there's no real other way to misconstrue that. It's no matter what the result of that is, it's still
That's so that when you show up in the rain with a boombox, you know. Was that Africa?
Yeah. That's a love song.
Hey, we played it at my wedding because it was raining.
So
Nice.
yes, it had to be a love song then. If it was at a wedding.
That's a fucking good song.
It is. It's really had a resurgence in the last like 2 years.
Oh, it's a cultural phenomenon.
I don't know why it
It's
came back.
a very bad music video.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Stephen Shaw.
So,
Oh, perfect.
What
Steven's
is his
awesome.
name? Stephen is awesome. I agree.
And Selena Rose, I'm actually Allison Kroon on Facebook. Nice.
good to meet you. Thank
Nice
you for
to
joining
meet
us.
you.
See, we have like 1,000 people who are our BFFs on Facebook right now in our Facebook group. But when you come and hang with us on Wednesday night, that's a whole nother echelon of excellence. The excellence echelon, the most easily pronounceable title that we could.
Rural juror.
That's a tongue twister.
Echelon.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hugging.
You're the best around. No one's ever gonna bring you down.
I was singing that at
Heroes.
work with someone today.
What are you
Handbag.
singing about?
I just told him he was the best, and he was like, around! And I was like, yep, let's sing it. We did. I only know literally that one sting because Harlan always sings it.
About
Is that
myself.
a sting? Is it a sting?
It's kind of it's a musical sting.
It's like one of these.
Da-da-da.
Oh, is that what they call it? I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
Is it called?
How are you doing, Justin?
Oh. You know, Joe, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, I'm tired. But I'm loving this hero's hang tag.
Hand job. It's a hero's hand job, which really is every hand job.
You're a real hero. Know that?
You are doing a hero's job right now. Let me.
No,
just tell
don't
you.
do the sidekick one. Do the heroes one.
Give me the hero's hand.
Give me the heroes hand.
No.
That's the way to do it.
What have we done?
It's where you get him off and then you push a pile of gold towards him across.
Experience, yeah.
No, I think they call it a handbag for a reason.
All right, we ready to do this?
I guess so.
Thank you for the visual, Justin.
Are we ready to get back into October Lull?
I love that this is such an intense, like, somber game, and my character just got shot, and I'm like so high strung right now.
Hold on. Did we
yes.
use the prize for the actual contest or no?
Once again, the word was poplar.
Oh, that's how it works, right? Okay.
Yeah, they got to enter the contest. Then we picked the winner.
When are we gonna announce the draw?
Probably next Wednesday.
Cool.
Because I'm gonna contact.
Don't post it anywhere, Ragnarok.
No,
I'm deleting
no.
I'm deleting this.
No. Whoa, Joe.
Delete.
Oh, cool. I
Deleted
didn't
it.
Brutal.
Oh my
You
god.
gotta listen.
Someone take that girl's powers away.
Hold on, now she can do the sound effects and delete stuff?
She's gonna delete it
You know
all.
what?
God, she's getting out of control.
Someone needs to assassinate.
Kieran also posted it. I'm
Shoot her with a rifle from a distance in a game. Only
That's
in a
where I'm
game.
at.
That's the only way to teach her.
Pretty much.
What? Sorry, I wasn't listening because I was too overcome with the power.
My ego.
My ego's too loud.
All right,
Alright.
Sting.
let's do this. Without further ado, let us return to October Lull. The soft beeping of the heart monitor held a steady pace as Charlie Wilt sat watching his wife die through eyes wet with tears. She'd been fighting the cancer which had ravaged her body for almost 8 years, and despite the lifetime they had spent together, it seemed that this was finally the end of their love story. Part of him was happy for it. Part of him, a much larger part, knew that his heart would be leaving with her. His lips were pursed as the soft beeping was hidden beneath a sea of clicks and whooshes. His wife's nurse, Pauline Eldon, stood quietly in the corner texting a friend or lover, while Charlie sat watching his dying wife. Her fingers clicked rapidly, ticking away like pennies on ceramic, the soft whoosh of a sent text playing along with the beeps of his dying wife's heart. She held back a smile for a moment before catching herself, and as her eyes shot up to meet Charlie's, she slipped out of the room. Charlie got up and stood next to his wife, holding her cold hand for the last time as the beeps slowed and eventually rang out long and solid as he let go of his wife's hand for the last time. Later, workers at the hospital would note that they noticed the man leave his wife's room and exit to the parking lot where he had parked his red pickup truck with the broken back window for the past 8 weeks. Each recalled seeing the old man leave the moment his wife had passed, but no one, no matter how hard they tried to remember, recalled seeing Pauline Eldon leave the hospital. No matter how hard they would search in the coming weeks, no one saw her after that day, and no one ever would again. Teresa, you lay back against the stone, the bullet clean through your shoulder, blood pouring from the open wound, as you hear another shot. This one sings into the wall beside you, flicking bits of stone into your face. Small pebbles hit you hard, drawing a little bit of blood on your cheek as the second shot rings out across the valley. The three of you are standing at the wall. What do you do?
Oh my God! Oh, Teresa, are you okay? Jesus!
Damn.
Is she lying on the wall? I try to pull her towards our side.
Yeah, okay, so you give me a might roll, or a vitality roll.
Ah!
And I'm going to
Success.
give you
We gotta get out of here.
Oh, success, perfect. So you grab her, no problem, and you flip her over the wall as the third shot rings out, flicking bits of stone off the top of the wall as you and Zane are now lying down next to each other, blood pouring out onto the overgrown weeds.
I take my scarf off and I put pressure on the wound.
Ah!
I have to. I look at the back. Is there an exit wound?
Yes, it's through and through.
I grab. Give me something. I need something, and I ask Joseph for something. I need to stop the blood.
Joseph has just landed on the other side of the wall, and he's kind of staring forward, a blank expression on his face, sweat on his brow.
Joseph, and I actually give him kind of a whack just on the shoulder.
What do you want?
I need your help.
Oh, yeah. I'll stop the bleeding. And I rip part of my shirt and I put it down on the wound. I say, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, Teresa."
I got shot. I got shot.
Yeah,
Who's shooting at us?
I don't know, but you just keep breathing. Just take a deep breath with me.
What about Peter? He's on the other side of the wall.
I'm sure he heard the gunshots. I'm sure he's smart enough to stay in there, right?
We have to get away.
Yeah, he can lock the door.
Shouting
It'll be
distance,
okay.
Harlan?
Yeah, you're in shouting distance.
I call to Peter. Peter!
And you hear, what the fuck is going on?
Teresa's been shot!
And the door sort of opens, like just a bit, and you see Peter's head sort of peek out, and he's like, what do you mean fucking shot?
There's a... Stay in the cabin. We'll try to get to you.
Do you think because it's hunting season, there's just something?
It must be. Yeah, they must have mistaken us, I guess. Yeah, there must
I
be.
look like a fucking deer.
And a fourth shot rings out across the field, and again flicks pieces of stone above your head as it's firing right against the wall.
How long is the wall? Like, is there a part that breaks that we can just kind of skirt around, or do we have to try to...
The wall skirts all the way back to the barn, but it sort of slopes. You need to continue sort of along it, and there is a section of the wall that dips straight down to the ground.
If we go through
about 5 feet.
Side, maybe, or something?
What's that?
If we go through the barn, can we get out the other side and over the wall?
Yeah.
Without having to like jump or anything, we can just kind of go out the other way.
So basically, you can continue this wall on. There's a 5-foot section where the wall sort of slopes down and you don't have cover, but if you get past that, the wall continues on and then bends back towards the barn. But you're crouching for a long time. Or you can run the maybe 50 feet from this wall to the barn, but then you're in open, you're in open air. Beyond the barn is a large cornfield, and then maybe it's 50 to 100 feet between the wall you're at now and where Peter is, who's standing in the door right now, sort of looking nervous.
And maybe we'd be pretty covered if we went through the cornfield, right?
Most likely.
Okay. We'll get to Peter. We'll go through the cornfield. They won't be able to see us. They won't mistake us for deer. And we can get to Peter and get the hell out of here.
Yeah. How are we going to get back, though? It's a long walk.
I have no choice. How far was this hike? Peter was about a week, right?
Maybe like... Oh, how long was this hike? Or how far have you gone? Sorry?
Like, how far is it to continue?
I mean, you're doing a week-long trek. You probably could... You don't have to complete the trail necessarily.
Obviously, if we're not gonna continue going on a nice vacation, I got shot in the fucking shoulder. We just have to get back to the car.
We need to get back to Peter first.
We need to fix your wound, yeah. Let's get back to the cabin.
I take the sweater off and I tie it around her shoulder to try to keep the pressure on.
Okay.
Like,
give me a roll.
Yeah. Let's do just one die.
I'm going to give you 3 die. 2 positive, 1 negative. So roll.
Joe should probably take some stress, right?
Definitely. Joe, you're going to take 3 stress.
Okay.
Teacher, check my homework.
Yeah.
We'll say the first one was negative.
You didn't assign... And Joe, who are you talking about? That was so you in school. Don't even for a second pretend that wasn't. So you have 1 success, Chris.
Yeah.
So you do succeed to stop her wound.
Okay.
Okay, I think I can run.
Yeah.
We gotta get to the cornfield. Maybe Peter can meet us there.
Peter's in the doorway, like, white. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like,
Peter,
bent down now.
Can you run?
And he's like pointing to his knee. He's like, no.
Fuck. All right. You take Teresa to the cornfield. I'm gonna get Peter. I'm gonna grab one of our bags, and I'm gonna meet you guys there. Okay?
Teresa, I don't need to help her. It's her shoulder. I'm gonna come with you, and we'll carry Peter so we can get there quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that.
I can run.
All right. We'll meet you there. And then I start
Peter to not suitcase carry, like a chariot carry him into the cornfield as quickly as we can.
Okay. So you two are running towards the hunter cabin.
Yeah, through the cornfield. Like we're a long way through the cornfield and back out.
The cornfield's on the far side of the barn. Let me draw this so it's crystal clear.
Yeah, because I'm not getting it.
No, that's fair. It's tough to sort of explain this so many fucking times. I'm just kidding. Somebody sing while I draw.
Do 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 do,
Justin, you got your bass line. When
Boom, boom. All right, perfect timing. All right, so here we go. Screen sharing. Let's minimize that so it's not like crazy. So basically this here is the hunter cabin. So Peter's standing in the doorway right about here looking out this way. You three are sort of on this wall. This here is the barn, and this all yellow part is the cornfield. This is the wall that sort of goes up, and this is more of an angle, but because I didn't really draw an angle, that's where it is. And there's a section of wall maybe about here that goes flat, and the shooter, well, you don't really, I guess you don't really know where the shooter's coming from.
Yeah, we do. We saw
the
truck.
The truck was this direction.
Dang.
Where were we when Teresa got shot?
He was on the wall.
But which part of the wall? It was there, okay. But we were on the other side.
She
And the
basically got shot
cornfield
right
is
here.
yellow? Shit.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
She got shot. We were trying to climb over to go back to
yeah,
Peter.
Joseph basically climbed over. Teresa was on her way over and then got shot on the wall. She fell over to this side, and then Zane pulled her back, and then Joseph, you pulled back over. So the three of you are now on this side of the wall, and Peter's standing in the doorway being like, what the fuck? But the cornfield is, you went into the barn here, climbed up to the hayloft, which was on this side of the barn.
Right. So going through the cornfield's not going to give us any protection going back to see Peter.
Not to go to Peter, no. But it is an
No, we're just going to have to be fast to get to Peter.
Okay, so we'll go to the break in the wall, and then we'll see. We'll meet you by the barn in the cornfield.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, Teresa, are you following the wall, or are you going to make a break for it?
Teresa's making a break for it directly from where they are, like, crouching in the shadow of this wall. She's just gonna dart directly across the open, like, pasture towards the side of the barn, away from, like, on the lower half of the screen that you were showing us. So away from the opening, away from where the truck is.
Okay. And are you going to go when they go for him?
Yep.
Or okay. So everyone's running at the same time.
Yep.
And Zane and Joseph, you're running straight towards him, just hopping the wall and running?
I think we'll go to the low part.
Okay.
No, we'll hop the wall here, but then we'll come back to the low point.
Okay.
We established that Teresa has her pack on her because she gave rope to
Correct.
Zane to climb up in the barn. So she, I guess that's all I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Realistically, we
How
would go
about
to the low part because we wouldn't be, this line of sight would be blocked by the wall a little bit. But I'm going to say just out of haste, we hop. I don't know. It'd be so scary to try to hop over that. What do you think?
Because I hopped over and I got pegged right in the shoulder.
I'd be way too afraid to hop over. So we're going to go to the low part and just
Okay.
go.
Okay. Everybody give me a dexterity roll.
All right.
Fuck.
No. Fail.
I succeed.
Okay, so Teresa, you make it to the cornfield without any issue, but you hear firing. Zane and Joseph, give me a dexterity roll.
We did.
Yeah, I know, but that was to decide who he was picking between the three targets. Now he's picking one of you two, and now it's just who does he hit?
Got it.
Joseph.
I got a 1.
Perfect. Oh, you succeeded.
Yeah.
Zane, as you are running, you feel the sting of a bullet coursing through your left arm. It basically picks your arm, and it feels like a really hot bee sting at first before you feel the wet blood splashing against your skin as you sort of trip over something. And but you do end up making it towards Peter. However, there's blood pouring from your arm.
Is it like just a flesh wound, it looks like?
It looks like a pretty deep cut, but it was a slide. It wasn't a through and through. It was sort of just piercing the skin, but it definitely nipped some vein.
All right. Oh, wow. It hit a vein. Okay. Well, I don't know. But, okay.
And I push past Peter, kind of tumbling him to the ground, and I run towards the first aid kit. My hands are shaking as I try to open it. I try to open it, and I throw some gauze to Zane. I'm like,
And Peter's
wrap it up.
freaking out. And Peter grabs it and starts wrapping Zane's arm. He's like, what the fuck happened? What did you do? Who the fuck is shooting at us? What happened? And he's like wrapping it and like frantically trying to pierce it down. He's like, oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't think they think we're deer anymore, Joseph.
I don't think so either.
Some hillbilly with a red pickup truck is shooting at us. Maybe
I'm grabbing bags, and I bring one over to Zane, and can I put this on your shoulder?
Yeah.
I don't think we can stay here as I wrap it over. How's your arm feeling?
It hurts, but I think I can help you with Peter.
Fuck, okay.
Kellen is offering an XP as needed. Can I spend that?
Sure.
I would like for there to be an overlooked rifle and a small carton of cartridges somewhere in this room that we find before we leave.
No, we're not going to go that far. But we will go... Well, that's a bit. But...
Is it?
Yeah.
Counter?
Counter offer?
Would you like to invent something for us, Harlan?
A hunting knife.
Sure.
A rusty hunting knife.
Sure, yeah.
Or a...
I will go rusty hunting knife.
I have a hatchet already.
What about this? What about if this shed had a drugs in it, and there's like opioid?
How about this? You realize as you break into the room that there is a large piece of sheet metal.
Hey, that's good.
Happy?
Yes. Corrugated sheet metal.
Yes.
Yeah, covering the front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, Joseph, you see it.
Yeah, all right. And we kind of exchange a look without saying anything. And I run over to it and I grunt as I try to pick it up. And I give one end to Peter. Or no, I guess I have to give it to...
We all will grab a little bit of it. And
yeah.
Okay, we stay low and we go straight for the hole in the wall.
Okay, so you grab the sheet metal and the three of you are sort of crouched behind it. Yeah. It's a big piece and you're sort of running with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Not like in super fast pace.
No, for sure. And as you're moving, yeah, you hear the gunfire again. And there's not a full second, obviously, but there are a few milliseconds between the sound and the hit. And it's nerve-wracking almost. And you hear it, and then you feel that hit, and it pings right between your head, and it's sort of this big bulge on the sheet metal happens right between you and the back of Joseph's head, and you continue moving as you make your way through it. I'm gonna everyone do a dexterity that's holding the sheet metal. I'll roll for Peter, but we're gonna do 2 rolls each.
2 rolls.
Yeah.
Both successes, like both.
Yeah. So
positive?
3, so Peter's fine.
Dexterity or what?
Yep, dexterity.
I got 1 success.
Okay.
Both are
1 not
both
success.
Failures, Zane?
Yep.
Okay, so as you're moving through, you get through the little opening and you're working towards the barn, and you're sort of walking on an angle to make sure you kind of can guess where the firing is coming from, or at least you're using the pickup truck, I'm assuming, right, as sort of your point of contact. And as you do, you hear the gunfire again, and it shoots through the metal this time. And while it sings clean between Zane and the person behind or in front of you, pieces of little shrapnel sort of dart against your glasses and actually break the lens of your left sunglass eye as you sort of recoil. And actually, give me a reaction roll. Let's say dexterity again.
Success.
Oh, nice. So you don't. So you feel for a second like you're going to drop the sheet metal, but you don't, and you hold on to it as the three of you continue moving, and you get to the barn.
Are my glasses broken or just one lens?
The left lens is cracked. It hasn't fallen out, but it's broken.
Okay.
And you're at the barn.
Okay. Holy shit! What? Why is he shooting at us?
I don't know. Let's just meet up with Teresa and I don't know, get into the forest. Is that better?
And Teresa, what are you doing?
Teresa's She's looking on Discord for some good emojis to post.
Okay.
She's sitting there with her spare phone in the
Oh
cornfield.
no! It's like
Just got
texting.
shot. OMFG.
Sad face.
So
cry.
scared.
Instagram.
She's like looking through her backpack for anything that might be useful. She's got a blanket, a tarp, flashlight, batteries, vodka, a lighter, and she's like
Semi-automatic rifle.
and she like gets out the bottle of vodka and the lighter and puts everything back in her backpack and just waits to meet up with everyone.
And you see them on the other side of the barn come through the barn door. And again, there's sort of these slatted, mounted pieces of wood between the slats. So it's a bit of a wiggle walk to get to the other side of the barn.
Wiggle walk.
How cute is that?
She like pops the top off of the vodka and she starts running in a line like parallel to the edge of the cornfield, and she's just emptying out all the vodka.
Okay. And what are you guys doing in the barn on the other side of the barn?
We're calling for Teresa because we don't know where she's gone.
You sort of
Teresa!
see her running in the cornfield, I guess.
Vodka.
Yeah.
Get over here! Get in the cornfield!
So we run to her.
Okay. So you're going through the barn.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, there's these sort of rickety boards between the pillars and the barn, and the far side does have an opening, but it's a bit tight. So you see Peter trying to go across, and he's like wiggling, and he's kind of like, Jesus fuck, why is this guy firing at us? And as he does, you hear another fire, and the bullet zing through the barn, creating a little like light protrusion as it sings through the side of the barn. And he's like, fucking hell! And he keeps going, and he makes it to the other side. He's like, come on, come on! And he turns around towards you two.
Okay, I like duck down as low as I can to like scurry run.
Yeah,
to the same.
and give me a dexterity roll. We're going to do 2 positives, 1 negative, and the same for you, Justin.
Okay.
Nice.
I got 2 successes and 1 failure.
Yeah, that's fine. And you too?
I don't know. Is like 1 on my negative die a failure or success?
Yes. So basically you take stress. So you each take stress, but you both succeeded. So you take the stress as you go through and you land on the other side and with Peter, and you see that I'm assuming you're not leaving sort of the barn's edge, Teresa, right? Or are you like entering his firing zone?
Oh, Teresa's still in the cornfield.
Yeah. So you're like hidden in the cornfield, but you're moving through it, right? Okay.
Yelling for them.
Yeah, so you're still moving and you're still yelling. So as you're moving and yelling, you hear sort of again that gunfire. Ding! Well, let's see. In fact, I'll make it real easy for you.
Your gunfire sound is very Canadian.
Thank you.
Poutine, 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 poutine. Yeah, no, it seems okay. He misses at least, but you can tell he's firing pretty fucking close to you, Teresa. And as you come back, you see that the 3 guys have come through the other side of the barn.
Are they in the cornfield with me now?
Yes, everyone is in the cornfield.
Okay, you guys. So I just dumped all this vodka in the cornfield. I think we should just set the fucking thing on fire and then just run.
How dry is the burn?
It's October. It's very dry.
Super dry.
This is not a
Did
good
rain
idea. We're in
last
the
night.
middle of the
I'm just
forest.
kidding.
In the middle of the cornfield.
It's gonna save our lives.
How do we? What?
No, I really don't think that's a good idea because the cornfield goes up and then the trees around go up and everything goes up.
And we can't run.
Yeah, we're pretty much signing a death warrant if we do that.
Where is he
Peter's like-
firing from?
Peter's like panting. He's like, I don't know. Give me a logic roll.
Me?
Anybody who wants to find out where he's firing from.
He's firing
I
from
don't
just
wanna know.
behind the gun.
I succeed.
You
Nice.
succeed? So you can sort of tell. I'm going to screen share this. Ba-bam, 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 ba-bam. It seems like he's firing from here.
From where?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the northwest.
From
Oh.
pretty much just the
west.
west. Yeah.
Straight west.
That is not the way I thought he was firing from.
Yeah,
Not me neither. I thought he was firing from up north, like where that
Where
other
the pickup truck was.
Let's steal his car.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I mean, do you guys know how to hotwire a car? Because if the keys aren't in the ignition, he's just going to murder us, but...
I'm sure he left his keys in there. I mean, there's a good chance.
Well, if he doesn't, I may have some knowledge on how to hotwire a car.
We'll talk about that later.
Don't need to do it often, but hey, you know. All right, yeah.
No
will talk about it
judgment.
later.
Let's go. So we run through the cornfield north, keeping low, trying to stay stealthy, not moving the corn too much at all.
Okay.
And we
it's
want to
pretty
make...
tough goings. This is an overgrown cornfield, so it's like, you know, it's thick. Like it's like slow goings. It's not like clear cut lanes. It's like really generation over generation interwoven. So it's almost like walking through like a dense fucking jungle. Like it's really difficult terrain. So you're moving a lot slower than you want to try to take your time. And Peter is moving pretty slow too. So but you do make your way through the cornfield, but it takes a fair amount of time. And the firing has stopped at this point. And as you sort of reach the edge of the northern part of the cornfield, you're then greeted with more forest.
What do you guys think we should do?
Where did we see the truck? Can we see it from here or only from the barn?
It's like to the west of here.
Over that way. We're not far.
It's still pretty far from that location. That was the direction of the truck, but it's still pretty far in that direction. Like you could only see it far away from up in that loft.
We got to go that
way. That there was like a hill between it.
Can I try to get a bearing to make sure that we're heading the right direction?
Yeah, give me a logic roll, or whatever else you think would work.
I think my willpower will work. I guess the only one that works.
Unfortunately, but I'll give you 2 because you've seen the land up above, like you've seen it.
Teresa eats some beef jerky.
Nice.
It's delicious.
So yeah, you get a pretty clear idea of where the truck is.
Okay, it's that way. If we keep heading for that tree there, that one, we probably, we'll probably be headed right for it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We can do this, Peter.
And he's like, yeah, fuck. But what if he's just waiting for us to go get the truck? I mean, doesn't something about this all seem fucked up? And he sort of like catches his breath for a second. He's like, why doesn't it kind of fucking feel like, I don't know, like I don't know.
The fucking Airbnb host?
Yeah, Joseph, who were you talking to on Reddit? Did they know we were out here? Did someone know we're out here?
Well, I said we were going to be on I was going to be going. I thought that I didn't say any specific.
And they said
specific dates. I don't know. Like what are we doing?
Let's think for a second. Okay.
Logic on Justin's character Joseph to see if he's lying to me.
Go for it. Yeah. Maybe we do opposing rules or something. I don't know how you want to work that. Justin, you justify it however you want.
Well, only roll if you're lying to.
Well, no.
Yeah, that's very meta.
You have to roll both regardless, right? And then Harlan or Justin would collaborate to tell me whether he's lying or not. But I think because logic is an offensive trait for your mental and willpower is a defensive trait, that I'm rolling logic and Justin's rolling willpower, no?
Yeah.
I guess so. So I'll roll willpower whether or not I'm lying.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Yeah, I think
success for you?
Yeah, easy.
Oh, I got a 1.
Yeah, so it doesn't
regardless
seem like
of what happens, I don't learn anything.
No, you believe him. You think you don't feel any weirdness about it.
Either way, some psychopath knew that we were coming out here.
It's possible.
They could be coming to kill us.
That fucking guy fired how many times? He fired like 5-6 times?
Right, we're in the middle of nowhere. That could be his barn for all we know.
None of us saw him, so he's firing with a fucking sniper rifle or something.
Well, not only that, this fucking guy is it's not an accident. He's not thinking a deer and he's firing at all of us.
Well,
all
we
I'm
can't
saying
just sit here and hypothesize about this shit. We have to get away.
Just hear me out for a second. Obviously, he was watching us, which means he probably watched us in the roof of that building pointing to his fucking pickup. I'm just saying, if this guy is fucking waiting for us, trying to hunt us, there's a good chance he's just put his sights on that car waiting for us to get it.
So what if we... Is there any way we can do that to our...
Okay, he's
Let's
not
just
shooting
loop
us.
around and go back to our car.
He's not shooting at us right now, so he doesn't know where we are.
If I was me, and I knew these people were out here, and I wanted to kill them, I would not leave the car that I knew they came in on. I'm sure he knew where we entered. Did you... Okay, Joseph, did you say anything about where... did it say anything about where to go, like an address? Because he obviously knows where we came from.
Well, basically, the person who I spoke with told me where to come in, and so that we could see that beautiful vista. And then, if it is someone on Reddit, then they fucking know the whole route. They I don't know how far this person's taking this shit.
Route we can take. Do you have a map?
And as we're waiting, Peter is using XP given by Langdon. Thank you, Langdon. And he's fashioned himself a splint. So now Peter can walk. We'll just say
Langdon and Kellen.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, yeah. And he's like, yeah, guys, okay, all right. Listen, and he pulls at the map and he puts it down. He says, look, this is where we are now, roughly. It must be. I mean, there's no farm labeled here, but this is roughly where I fell down, and this is where we were, and we're about 5 hours from the truck. But if we swoop around, and he sort of points, and it seems like there's sort of a running river between an alternate route. It would be the same distance back, but basically, if the trail is sort of a large area like this, we could cut across and take the other trail back to the car, which would take the same amount of time, but it would be an option.
Okay, that could work. Teresa goes through her backpack, pulls out a hatchet, and she's like, if I see this guy, I'm not fucking around.
Neither am I.
All right, let's go that way.
So he kind of points, and it's moving back through the cornfield. So you're basically cutting across the back of the cornfield in hopes that if you go as the crow flies east, based on the map I drew, you're going to come across the other trail and take that back the way you came. And so again, it's still slow going, sort of through the trail. And
which way is the wind blowing? Is it towards where he's firing, or is it away from where he's firing?
It is. Let's say it is.
Like if we set the fire, is it most likely going to blow towards that?
Let's say it is blowing away from you then.
So towards him?
And Peter's like, I think we should light this fucking fire. Mind you, the vodka would be so spent by now, but
it's gone. But Teresa
she soaked it on the.
Well, I mean to say it would be dry by now. It wouldn't really.
We still have rubbing alcohol too,
but I still think it's worthwhile to do it. And Peter's like, light this fucking thing.
Let's do it. If nothing else, it'll distract him.
Guys, I think this is a bad idea.
Too late. And I light a cigarette and flick it into it as we're walking past it quickly.
We don't look back. The cornfield starts blazing
blows up, and we're like walking up.
Yeah, it takes up, and it basically has this like sheet of
fuck.
smoke, like carrying up behind the barn as you guys make your way through the cornfield. And
we're like hurrying. Teresa's like carrying this hatchet. Her shirt is bloodstained from her nosebleed, from her shoulder wound. She's like half wrapped in this like sweater tourniquet. She's like sweaty and like looking really pale, and she turns to the three of her companions and she's like, I'm not really an accountant.
Well, what do you mean? I say as I push a small tree off the side.
I mean, I was, like, until recently, but you get fired and your life falls apart, and I just thought it would be a really good time to let you guys know that my life is fucked, and this trip is something that I've been looking forward to ever since Peter brought it up, and it just turned out so crazy. I just thought you should know.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Teresa.
It's okay. I mean, I feel like we're all kind of going through some shit right now. But turns out you don't carry the one, and then you sort of cover it up, and then they find out about it, and they don't take too kindly to that shit. And then your girlfriend leaves you, and then you end up in a burning cornfield, covered in your own blood.
Fuck, Teresa, listen, it's not your fault at all.
Yeah, totally. It's fine. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Life is pretty fucked up. I'll just say that much. All right, how far are we? How close are we to the trail?
I don't know. I mean, we're reaching the end of the cornfield, and as we reach basically the end of it, we break out to sort of the regular autumn woods, and we start walking through it. And Peter's walking more regularly now, and he sort of looks back over the burning cornfield and the sheet of smoke, and he's like, I don't know, you think that maybe like helped?
Yeah, it probably helped.
Chad's gonna be pissed.
Listen,
the
there's like a
Chad.
The ghost.
The ghost.
Yeah, I know, the ghost.
It's not really a time to joke, man.
Is gonna be pissed.
I know. Okay, guys, we should try to keep it down. All right, like
No,
we
you're
don't
right.
know, like
You're right.
this guy.
He's
could be-
probably
Look,
falling.
there's a
He's probably
there's a
falling.
just calm down, Teresa. It's fine. There's a sawmill coming up. Okay, there's like an old sawmill on this map. It might not be there anymore, but it's next to a river, and then beyond the river is the trail, and then the river's running back towards the car anyway. So if we just follow that, even if we lose the trail, I think we can make it back. I think this is doable, guys. This is fucking
I
doable.
pull a knife out and I go to like a spruce tree or something, and I cut off a cedar. And I cut off like a bough. I say, we're making trails. We gotta do something about our tracks.
Oh,
And I look down
yeah.
and blood dripping or stuff.
We don't have time to do anything about tracks. There's a bloody fire burning behind us. We just got to get out of this forest. And Joseph is sweating now, just like beads of sweat just pouring down his face. And his longish hair is kind of drenched to the side, and he's just like, we just got to get out of here. We don't have time to think about that.
Okay, calm down. We're going right now.
I think I found a trail name for you, Zane. You're the janitor. The fucking janitor.
Cleaning up after us. Come on, let's focus. And Peter pushes on ahead, and after a few feet, there's like a old sawmill, like this old woodcutters. All the trees in this area are all sort of cut flat, and now the sky is almost completely dark. It's still well lit in the woods, especially because there's no real canopy based on all the trees being cut out, and you open up to this sort of setting sun moonlit area as your breaths are now starting to bloom in the cold. And Peter enters. He's like, okay, look, and you hear the sound of the river first and foremost, and it's loud and it's moving fast. It's not particularly wide, but it's raging past this sawmill. And Peter sort of takes the lead, and he's like, okay, listen, we can do this. We get across the river, like I said, the trail's on the other side, and there's even a bridge. And he points up a little bit, and there's sort of a natural wood log that's been cut in half that's sort of positioned on either side of, or sort of hanging across the river. And he's like, let's go, come on, we can do this, guys. And he points.
All right.
I inspect it. Does it look like it can hold us?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it looks older, but it's well made. It looks like the workers must have used it to get across the river. I mean, the river is maybe, 15, 20 feet wide and deep in the middle, and it's moving very fast. But the actual log is thick. It's a big, massive, thick tree that's been cut long ways in half, and sort of it's one solid piece carrying from side to side.
Hey, if we get across this, maybe we should try to move it into the water.
Yes, let's get across, and then we'll lift it up and we'll push it over, and this fucker can't follow us even if he is.
It's a good idea. Yeah. All right. Who's first?
I'll go first, and I start moving across.
And you make your way across and get onto the other side, and again the river is loud, and you look back and you see Teresa sort of nervously looking around, and you see Joseph profusely sweating, and Peter sort of looking back over his shoulder. Come on! And he points to you, Joseph.
All right. Yeah. And wait, Peter's gone across already?
No, Peter's pointing to you to get across.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I make my way across, and the boards creak under my feet.
And then he points to you, Teresa, and he's like, come on, let's go.
Okay.
And Teresa, give me a dexterity roll.
Me?
Little old you.
I do a bad job.
You did do a bad job, didn't you? So he takes your hand and he sort of lets you up, and he's kind of like, actually, Teresa, you mind if I go first?
Okay, sure.
And he sort of looks back nervously, and he's kind of like, okay, my leg's just acting up. And he starts walking across it. And he sort of stops. He's turning around. It's like, okay, I think this is sturdy. Here, take my hand. And you hear it again, the sound. And in the dim light, the rifle fires. And all you see is almost the silhouette of Peter and the bloom of blood that exits the back of his head as he sort of stands motionless for a second before the bullet carries him into the river and brings him quickly out of sight. You can still smell the scent of blood in the air as it sort of peppers your face, because you're only sort of a foot from him as he gets shot in the head before your eyes. And immediately you hear another shot fire that sings between the three of you and hits the tree behind you, Zane.
No! I yell and I fall back and I start scurrying to like the bush. Get off the bridge! Hurry!
And Teresa, you're still on the far side.
Jumps into the water.
Nice. Okay, so you jump into the water as another bullet sings and splinters wood into the air, and you get taken away.
What the fuck? And Joseph follows the river and kind of slowly at first, but then starts to run as he watches Teresa bobbing and rising, gasping for air in the water.
I am a good swimmer. That is my one positive physical feature.
Nice. Perfect.
Oh,
Ting ting ting.
I'm gonna say you're in control of the situation. I'm not even gonna make you roll. You're keeping your head above water.
Yeah,
you know, it's moving
Teresa,
fast, but it's not rapid.
She lets herself float downstream a little bit, just to try and get some distance from this situation, and then she pulls into like a tight front crawl, and through the rapids makes her way across the other side of the river.
Okay, so Teresa, I'm going to say for now, is like exit the scene. You can't keep up with her, Joseph, and Zane is behind you. What do you two do?
I drop my bag to the ground, and I zip it open wildly, sweat pouring down my forehead, and I just start reaching around in there, muttering to myself, it's coming in here.
What are you doing? We gotta go. We gotta go.
And I pull out a little vial, a little orange medicine container, and I pop off the lid and just chuck it to the ground. And I shoot back a couple pills, and one falls out of my mouth as I do it.
Joseph, what are you doing? We gotta go. Why are you taking Advil? We gotta go.
Yeah. And my hands are shaking so much, and I drop the pills on the ground, and I kind of try to zip up the bag half-heartedly, and I put it around my back and start following Zane.
We gotta go off the trail. We gotta go off into the woods. So I just kind of cut off the trail.
I didn't research off the trail, Zane. I don't know where this river leads.
We'll follow the river, but just not on the trail.
Peter had the map. Peter had the fucking map.
Peter's gone. We have to get away. We gotta make distance, and it's getting dark, and I won't be able to see soon.
What do you mean you won't be able to see?
I mean, why do you think I've been wearing the sunglasses? My eyes are going. I'm trying to protect them from the light sensitivity, but
oh fuck!
As it gets darker, I'm not gonna be able to see anything.
Okay. Okay, well, follow the river and meet up with Teresa and go from there. Maybe we can get away far enough that we can just set up camp and just go through the night.
I'm not going to sleep here, Joseph. We got to get out.
But if you can't see, then how are we going to get out?
You'll have to direct us or something. Do you have a flashlight?
I had one on my phone.
Well, we don't have your phone. Teresa will think of something. Let's just find Teresa and we'll get out.
Ah, fuck. All right. Fine. Fuck. And I follow. And every now and then as I'm walking, I just I kind of slow down behind you, Zane, and then I shake my head and then just start walking again. How far do you think she is?
It depends. If she's one of the speed of the rapid, she could be a mile away by now. I have no idea.
Well, she's a pretty good swimmer, though, right? It shouldn't take her too long to get back up to the shore, right?
And as you guys are talking, Teresa, you open your eyes and wake up on the bank next to the dead body of Peter, and the water is sort of rushing past you still, and you're gasping for air as you're on the shore next to his lifeless body.
Oh my God, Peter! Oh my God! Oh my God, Peter! She looks around to see if she can catch sight of her friends or the gunman.
And it's now that much darker, and all you can see is sort of the lifeless body of Peter next to you and sort of the dim moonlight that's shining through the trees above. And you're drenched in water, I should say, and you're freezing.
She has no idea what to do. Teresa puts her hand on his chest. It's so silly to even think that he could be living, but she can't not check. And the stillness of his body, the way his eyes are open, glassy, looking at the dark sky, just sits in her head for a second. And she drags herself out of the water. Her muscles are screaming with the effort that it took to take her through the rapids, and she just hooks her arms underneath Peter's armpits and with great effort drags him up onto the bank, mostly because she doesn't know what else to do. This is her friend, he's dead, but she can't just leave him there. She's like, oh my God, Peter, I'm so sorry.
And yeah, you sort of manage to drag him up just a bit, sort of pushing past the mud, and you end up being able to bring him onto sort of the brush next to the side of the way. And as you lean back, you see in the moonlight the trail.
Oh, fuck. She realizes that her backpack is gone, got pulled away from her in the rapids. The flashlight that she carefully packed with her name written on masking tape along the side is no longer with her. And she drags herself to the road. She looks back and forth cautiously before leaving the shelter of the trees.
And as you're about to stand up, you notice something in Peter's pocket. Something sort of sticking out.
She goes for him.
And you pull out the large folding knife that Zane gave Peter to kill the deer with.
Okay. She puts it in her pocket and starts for the road.
And you begin working down the trail. And as you do, you take a few steps and you hear voices.
Oh my God. Fuck it. And I reach into my hand, and I reach into my pocket, and you see a light come up. And now it's dusk, right? It's getting pretty dark.
Yep.
I imagine. So yeah, a light illuminates behind you, Zane. I kept my phone. I didn't.
Well, thank God you did.
Put it back. Yeah.
So we
and you do, Teresa, see sort of a dim light at the trail behind you where you're moving.
She stays hidden.
Is that better, Zane?
Moving away from her or towards her?
It's moving towards her, so you hide at the side of the road.
She stays hidden, yeah.
Perfect.
I can't see a lot other than the light.
Okay, I'll just keep it on the trail.
Yeah. Do you have signal?
That's a good question. Harlan, do I have signal?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Call the cops.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
I'll do that.
9.
I hope Teresa's okay. Yeah, I know. So I dial 911.
And at this point, you're sort of unknowingly, maybe only a few feet from Teresa, who's hidden in the bushes, sort of watching this. And Teresa, you haven't popped up to say anything.
Joseph?
Oh my God, Teresa! And I drop the phone and I run over to you and I give you a hug. And memories of our childhood and how long we'd known each other in elementary school. And I think about the times that we laughed together, and she would come over and play video games, Mario Party and stuff, and the fun that we had. And I just hug her. She's like a little sister to me. I say, oh my God, I'm so glad you're okay. I'm so glad. I'm so sorry.
I'm okay. Peter's dead, Joseph.
I know, I saw. It wasn't.
I fumble for the phone in the darkness. I can't quite see. I just see the light and I try to reach for it.
Is that a phone? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Call the police.
Hello? Is it still ringing? Hello?
It's like one bar, and it like keeps dipping in and out, like call uncompleted, call completed, call uncompleted.
It's not going through.
And I'm sitting on the ground. I'm on my knees now as Teresa's run over to the phone. And again, I'm wiping sweat from my brow. And I'm kind of twitching a little bit. Was it supposed to be like this?
I know, we planned for such a nice time.
No.
Guys, I can't see you that well. I'm starting to freak out a little bit. Can someone grab my hand, please?
I'm right here. Zane, I'm right here. It's gonna be okay. We gotta keep moving.
I think you guys just go ahead.
No, you're coming with us. I'm not leaving two of you in the woods here. Get up. Get up.
Okay. All right. And I push myself up, and I've got my head down, and I'm just shaking my head, and I'm muttering to myself. And I guess, Zane, I took some like those drugs earlier. I guess those seem to be taking more of an effect. And my hands are shaking.
Joseph, what did you take? Why did you?
It doesn't matter what I took. Point of the matter is, I say, and as you turn the light on me, my eyes are wide, my pupils are extremely dilated, my hair is just completely flat against the sweat of my forehead. He shouldn't have kept. He shouldn't have kept shooting. Is what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean kept shooting?
Well, he should have stopped.
After what, Joseph?
After I got shot? What are you talking about?
I wanted, like, I just, you guys are like a family to me, and I can't go on in good conscience without just bearing my soul. I made a mistake.
Joseph, what is happening?
What the hell are you talking about?
Peter's dead because of me.
No, we tried our best. It was an accident. It was murder.
No.
That guy shot him, and you had nothing to do with it.
I didn't reach him.
you know, I wish that was true, but it's not. You see, like you said, Teresa, you said it yourself. Life is hard. Life is bullshit. It just, you know, every time you think it's going well, it just turns around. It just fucks you over, right? Zane, you too. Like your eyes, you're going blind, man. Fucking life. The only thing that I have in this world that makes me feel good happens to be really fucking expensive. So I made a deal with the devil. Bighorn 26 on Reddit.
What are you talking about?
Well, it wasn't. well, it wasn't. All right, guys, listen. I just made a deal. I mean, Peter had been talking about really being sad lately. He actually messaged me and said, hey, he said he was gonna, you know, he didn't want to live anymore. I don't know. I didn't think that it would be bad if this Bighorn guy, you know, if he wanted to say October isn't hunting season. It's a lull. Nobody's allowed to hunt in October. The only thing that you can hunt, well, definitely not legally, is humans. This guy wanted to hunt. He offered a lot of money, a ton of money, and
insane?
No, we get out of here. I'll split it 3 ways, just for one of us. And I said I said it had to be Peter. I didn't want anything to happen to you, but then he kept shooting, and
Teresa just runs over and like shoves him as hard as she can in the chest.
Yeah. And he takes it, and you sort of stumble back, and you're like 2 feet from the river behind you.
The fuck are you talking about? What kind of sick nonsense are you into?
I'm not the monster. I didn't kill anybody. I just wanted the money. I didn't think he was even gonna go.
And you saw the fucking packing list that Peter came up with, the food that he wanted to cook for us, and you said nothing. And you thought we would just go along with it? You thought, what was your plan for me and Zane? You gonna kill us?
No.
Okay with this murder?
It was only supposed to be one. Damn it! It wasn't supposed to keep shooting.
One was
just one.
One was fine.
Just
one was just fine.
Zane, you know me. You know, I wouldn't have done it if I thought that there was a real good reason for it.
Joseph, I don't know you. How can you say that? I thought the Joseph I knew. I thought I knew would sell his friends out for some drugs. No, Joseph. You're not the Joseph I know. You're nobody.
I'm apologizing. I need help. I shouldn't have moved away 10 years ago.
There was a deer we hit. We hit a deer. It was dying. It was suffering. And you couldn't bring yourself to put it out of its misery, but you can do this. You're a bastard. You deserve to die. And
no.
I fumble towards where I think he is.
No, Zane, you're better than that. We're better than that.
But he isn't.
No. Joseph, you're a fucking monster.
No. No. We can split the money. I don't.
How much
I'll even.
was it? How much?
How much was Peter worth to you? I bet it was 40 pieces of silver.
10 grand? 15 grand?
$200,000.
And as you're standing on the edge of the river, Teresa and Zane, you're seeing this man before you in the dim moonlight, tears streaming down his face, this frail figure of a boy you grew up with. And then he's bathed in light from behind, silhouetting him. And for a moment you realize it's a light, a flashlight. And at first the thought goes through your mind of safety as you sort of lift your hand slowly. And then you hear the shot, and you see it sink through his chest as the echoing sound in the woods around you silences the crickets. And he kneels over, clutching his chest, and stumbles back and falls into the river behind you with a splash. And the two of you are standing there. You see the man on the far side of the river lift the light up and point it towards the sky above him. It illuminates the silhouette of the trees, and for a second the two of you are frozen, unable to move. And he walks to the edge of the river, and you see the face of an old man, tears in his eyes. He looks almost innocent, confused, bewildered, not angry or boastful, but pained. And he looks at the two of you, and he says, "Run." And he turns around, and he enters into the woods and turns off the light on his gun.
You're sick! You sick fuck!
Who said that? Where's Joseph?
And Teresa just grabs Zane around the shoulders and hurries him up the pathway. Come on! We gotta go!
What did he look like?
Joseph's dead.
And the two of you begin moving towards down the trail, and you're sort of limping and running. Your shoulders starting to bleed through the bandage. Joseph, your cracked glasses already blinding you as you continue trying to move. And the two of you are frantically running and sweating as your breaths are blooming in the cold October night air. And you're running at the top of as fast as you can. And you eventually push on through the night. You continue running, and eventually you make it back to the area you start to recognize, and you can tell that in a few short miles you're coming back to the car.
Are we almost there? I feel like we've been running for hours.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Let's just stand here for a second. I need to catch my breath.
I'm sorry, I'm slowing you down. You should just go.
No, it's okay. I'm shorter than you. Got little legs. Just give me a minute. I wish we had some water or something. Fuck. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm useless. I can't see anything.
I know. It's fine. We're just...
And as you're sitting, catching your breath at the side of this trail, the car is just a short distance above you. You hear a sound. At first it sort of sounds like the whistling of the wind through the trees.
Shh, 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 shh.
And you sort of tilt your head to listen. It sounds like a moaning. Sort of a... And it sounds like it's coming from behind you.
Zane. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It sounds like something suffering, something... It sounds like something moaning.
What do we do?
You turn around and approach this short hill down. You're stumbling in the leaves a little bit, and between the broken canopy, the moonlight shines down on a figure writhing in the middle of what looks to be sort of a makeshift campsite. At first you think maybe it's an injured animal, and as you approach you realize it's all white. Your eyes adjust to the darkness, Teresa, as you describe what you see to Zane, and what you see is a nurse wearing almost all white scrubs, lying on her side, tape across her mouth, staring up at you, her stomach cut open, the ground around her soaked red with blood. And as the two of you stand there, frozen, you hear a voice from behind you speak in a calm, almost docile tone, say, "Do you have what it takes to end her life?" And we're gonna end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was October Lull.
Very dark.
Very dark. That's what you asked for. Thank you, Justin, for playing your crook.
Wait, I was the bad guy in that?
No, you were the good guy,
You
baby.
were just one of the bad guys.
There's so many bad guys. Everyone's the bad guy. You should have seen what Peter was into. No, thank you so much for doing this, guys. This was a lot of fun, and what I felt like sort of a nice collaborative storytelling adventure of fun proportions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and thank you, Harlan.
Thanks.
I'm glad it worked out.
October Lull. Yeah, so why did you name it October Lull?
I was just Googling hunting terms, and there's a term called October Lull that means it's some people say it's a myth, some people say it's a real thing, and it means in October when deer don't come out because they're just not being hunted. So I kind of thought, well, that's kind of a perfect little
Because
thing.
they're afraid of being hunted?
I don't know. I don't really know why. I didn't bother reading that much about
Because
the
it's
hunting.
definitely
I thought it was
hunting
like-
season.
It is hunting season.
It's
yeah,
legal.
You're right.
It's definitely hunting season, but I think it's saying that like everyone's ready to hunt and just no deer show up. So again, I think some people say it's like a myth, but it's definitely a term that is used. But whatever the case,
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing, and I'm glad it worked out. There was some nice symmetry there, which I hadn't planned for, and some mistakes that I totally made, and I'm glad I made up for. Like the whole game was supposed to start off with the passage about the old man, and I totally forgot it. I started in the car, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this now. It's like shit. I was like, well, maybe I'll throw it in halfway through, and I was like, I guess it works out. Didn't really set.
Worked out.
It did. It didn't set the scene as much as I would have liked to. But it definitely worked out. And Justin, you played it great with that nice little twist, and I think that was a cool ending with like the nurse being sort of reminiscent of the deer at the beginning.
That was M. Night Shyamalan style.
Well, I really wish
Shyamalan.
that Joseph's character was there for the deer scene. That was really important.
Yeah.
But no, hey, that's how life works.
Well, at least I've got my internet figured out for
You
next week.
Dude, so
I'm just
excited.
really sad I didn't get a trail name.
You did. You got swims with Dead's body. Swims with Pete.
Yeah.
Swift current.
Swift current.
Eat holes in the shoulder.
Swims with Pete's.
Bullet. Swiss. You got. You,
It's like
here's your nickname.
Dances with Wolves, but
Swiss cheese.
oh, shut up.
Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, great job, guys. I hope that hit that dark tone that you were all really into, weirdly enough. Like, when I said, what do you guys feel like, dark and whatever, it was overwhelmingly, like, dark.
Y'all are
Yeah.
Well, I
mean,
we do it
everybody
well.
likes. So many people have come to the stream from Call of Cthulhu as well.
Yes, that's true.
So I think, like, we're people as well that we just there's something about the darkness that just kind of satisfies a certain craving within my deep dark soul.
Well, me too, as we all know. Also, shout out. Maybe we need to start doing Invictus MVPs, because I got to shout out. Justin did a great job, but I got to shout out Joe's like crying Teresa, like fucking dealing with Pete's death, and then confronting your character.
Totally.
That was
Totally.
really good.
It was
good.
really well done. It made it easy for me to kind of feel more shitty.
Yeah. So good acting. Very well
job.
done.
Thank you very much.
Everyone did good, but I think we need an Invictus MVP. Actually, no, because I'm just gonna be sad when I never win. I'm gonna be like, you know what?
Worst
Maybe?
actor on the stream. No, you're good. We all love you.
It's true. It's true.
Who wins?
Great.
MVP is going to go to the one and only Selena Rose.
Yeah.
Selena Rose. Selena Rose.
This is her
Karen
first. This is her first stream joining, and she did a fantastic job. She interacted a ton, had a lot of great suggestions, and a lot of funny comments. So huge shout out to her or him for joining.
Yeah, she's Allison Crooner.
Allison.
Perfect.
What's her last name?
I'll just post it right here.
Crooner.
You rock.
And thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us so much. So, remember, you can enter the contest by listening to the word that was said in the mid-game post. You have to go back and watch it to listen. But also...
Are we going to announce the winner next week?
Yeah, we'll announce the winner next week, and we're going to send you a PP, a prize pack, or a penis. Also, this weekend is Fan Expo. If you're a Torontonian, come out and join a game with me. I'm going to be running Call of Cthulhu, End of the World, and Don't Walk in Winterwood.
Is Chris coming?
I'm just
Good chance. I think so.
I think you should, please.
I think I
Please.
should too.
Please. Are you definitely coming Saturday and not Friday?
Definitely Saturday.
Okay. Then I'm running Don't Walk in Winterwood or End of the World.
Both of them seem really upbeat.
Both of them will be new. Well, we can. You know what? Let's do End of the World real happy. We'll do it really funny. Like, we'll do it like what's that fucking zombie movie? Shaun of the Dead style.
Oh yeah.
Cute.
We'll do
That'll
that.
be fun.
But you should definitely join. And if anyone else is in the Toronto area, please join as well. And if you are not in the Toronto area, but you're going to be coming to next week's Buffalo convention, then make sure you let us know as well, because we're going to be in Buffalo, New York next week for Queen City Conquest.
If you are not planning on making the convention, you can still hang out with us. We are planning on doing a little pub night.
Yes.
A little Saturday night pub crawl.
A little snacky pretzel cheese.
Let's see if we can make Harlan's gallbladder explode.
Ooh, fun game.
Sounds fun.
Not fun.
It's like a fun pinata. Human
It's
pinata.
just filled with bile. It's so good. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully we see you this weekend or next weekend. Otherwise, we will see you next Wednesday. Don't forget to enter the contest. And as my good friend Chris always likes to say,
We'll see you around the table.
we will see you around the table, guys. Good night.